It's the Orioles on Massett, and yes, happy Mother's Day. And a number of moms and dads and youngsters were out on the field prior to the game today for a Mother's Day game of catch, including those moms of a number of the players, and had a great time. This is the rubber match of the three-game set. The Oakland A's and the Baltimore Orioles. That's the sun. I'm not kidding. That bright thing that's up there in the sky shining, all that light, it's the sun. As a result, a huge crowd on hand, and a very sincere happy Mother's Day. For the Orioles, they will look to make this another series win. Let's take a look at the doubleheader and what happened in it played yesterday. Game number one, mostly A's. These were the kind of hits against Mike Wright that were picked up throughout the day. Shots going the other way. Laurie got that one. Then a base hit up the middle. Vogt getting that one. Simeon, RBI base hit. That's a 2-out RBI picked up. Reddick would have a big day, including a bunt hit. That set up a sacrifice fly, a frustrating day for Wright. But in game number two, the Orioles came back. Chris Davis found the long ball, 2 RBIs. His 8th home run came in the 3rd inning. And for Ubaldo Jimenez, the starter who got the win, what a day. He would have 6 strikeouts by the end of the ball game. He worked 8 innings. He gave up just 2 runs on 9 hits. Jimenez coming away with a victory to go 2-3. A magnificent performance that Tillman will try and equal again here today as the Orioles get the win in game 2. Jim Palmer, rubber match, and Tillman out there looking for 3 in a row.
Well, yesterday was a tale of 2 starting pitchers for the Orioles. Wright inexperienced. They did get hits everywhere, some hard, not too many of those. A lot of loopers. You got to give them credit. They got 15 hits, 8 runs for the A's, and then the veteran pitched like probably better than he's pitched all year. I mean, he just took advantage. But Bob Boone once said you got to take advantage of the avaricious nature, and of course he's one of the great catchers of hitters. Well, that's what Ubaldo did last. So now the Orioles get Chris Tillman, their best pitcher. We saw what Rich Hill could do for the A's last year. He's down yesterday 4-0. So Tillman, he's 9 strikeouts his last 2 starts. Totally different guy from last year because he's got 4 pitches, throwing for strikes, throwing harder. So again, you're trying to win that rubber match of a series. That's what baseball's all about. No better guy to have on the mound for you.
Is avaricious a word we could use on Mother's Day? Is that okay? Avaricious?
Well, no. What we did.
Just checking. So yeah. I wanted to be
sure.
We did. The other hope for the Orioles is that the bats that they found in game 2 will be here for this game. It had been a quiet string of 5 games, and then it looked like the guys who were struggling came out of it.
Yeah, Jesse Hahn had, for the A's, had 1 bad inning. He gave up a couple of runs, and then he threw a changeup to Chris Davis earlier in the count, had a great swing, came back with it. Maybe that'll change today. Stephen Vogt doing the catching, and then pulverized it. So a 4-run inning. I mean, yeah, they are struggling for runs. The Orioles are a big inning type of team, and that's based on the home run, and that's what Chris Davis did. Graveman's one of those reverse split guys, so righties hit him better than lefties. But I think at the end of the day, if you know and that Tillman's going to give you a good outing, you don't feel like you have to get a bunch of runs. So we'll see how it plays. But beautiful day for baseball here in Baltimore.
And the Orioles have enjoyed great luck here at home. They're 12 wins, ranked number 1 in the majors for wins at home. They have a 5-4 homestand that is underway right now. Only a 3-game set coming up in Minnesota. So important to put this thing away, have a good homestand to go on the road to Minnie.
Well, it really is. And the Twins have all kinds of problems. The Orioles played them very well early on. Last year they were 0-7. So, and 4 of those losses coming in Minnesota. So, you win today. The A's had lost 4 in a row, but in their 2 games, the last one out against Seattle and Oakland, and yesterday scored 8 runs. So they're kind of a team you don't know what's going to do, but yesterday they were pretty good in game 1.
All right, the avaricious ball clubs are taking the field on this Mother's Day, and we'd like to be part of it with you. The A's and the Orioles rubber match. First pitch coming up. Is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Crowd still coming into the ballpark here at Camden Yards on a beautiful Mother's Day. We hope you're having a good one out there, mums. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the A's. Burns, Cana, Reddick, Lowry, Vogt, Valencia, Alonso, Coghlan, and Marcus Semien. A big day for Reddick yesterday. We talked about a 7-for-9 doubleheader.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn reincarnated right there. And Torres Tillman, a lot of fastballs, velocity up this year. Command good, breaking ball, that's a couple of pitches, curve ball, and the slider, throwing it a lot more effectively, and then the changeup. So a 4-pitch pitcher. ERA's much lower last year, 4.99 on the year, 11-11 record. You can see a little bit more fly balls and ground balls in the last 2 games, 9 strikeouts in each one of them. The righties and lefties actually hitting him a little bit better. That's usually not the norm. He usually gets lefties out a little bit better, but very effective against right-handers.
First inning has been a problem over his career, getting out of it and settling in. This season he's given up 3 first inning runs. Opponents have gone 7 for 24. And Chris has worked on that in a number of ways, including a little longer out there warming up. But Showalter with the pink arm sleeves on. You'll see lots of pink here today in socks and bats and shoes as the battle against breast cancer waged every Mother's Day by Major League Baseball all around the league. You'll see those colors predominant. And we are ready to go as the Orioles look to take another series. 5-4 on this current homestand. They are 12-5 at home this season, and as we said, that is the best home mark in Major League Baseball. 68 degrees at game time. A little breeze blowing to left that may affect balls put up in the air at least early on in the ball game, and lots of blue sky. Tillman's delivery, and it is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Burns, switch hitter, 3 for 9 in the doubleheader.
Yeah, speedster. 8 out of 10 if he gets on, stealing bases. Of course, nobody's tried to steal against Chris Tillman. Well, what a good curveball that is. Yeah, the sky hook, and then the slider, and the changeup, and a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. Boy, struggled early last year. Last year was one of those up and down years. He had a 6-game losing streak, 7-game win streak, 4-game losing streak, 2-game winning streak.
That one towards the middle. Gonna have to hustle this. Scope's got it running. Throw is not in time. And there is the speed of Burns as he legs one out and picks up an infield hit to start the ball game.
Yeah, 38 infield hits in 2015. Jonathan Scope does everything you need to do except the speed factor. And he's across the bag.
So leadoff single for Burns. Kana coming up to the plate, getting the start in left field in this ball game. Tillman will have to keep an eye on Burns. Oakland knows nobody runs against him. Doesn't mean they won't give it a try. We will see. 0 for 1 in the lone plate appearance he had in the ball game. He has had 2 hits and 3 at bats against Tillman, including a home run. So that's one of the reasons he's in the lineup and towards the top of it. Pitch is taken inside. Chris against Oakland is 2-0. He's got a 2.25 ERA, 5 previous career starts against the A's. Here in his home ballpark this year, magnificent 2-0 with a 1.8 earned run average. That home ERA is the 7th lowest in the American League for a home earned run average.
Man, this is, for most guys, a pretty tough place to pitch. Gausman pitches well here.
Especially for a fly ball pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. Ubaldo Jimenez also better home numbers.
1-0 delivery on the way, and that hit him. And Tillman just turns around in disgust. That is the second hit batter of the year by Tillman, and right away the A's have 2 on.
Yeah, as good as the Orioles are at home, and take a look right here, just a running fastball right in the shoulder, or maybe underneath it. Trying to come in. I mean, it's one of those days there's not a lot of humidity. It's kind of been damp and raw, so we'll wonder how that'll affect the feel. As Chris does throw a lot of two-seamers. They're usually the kind of fastballs you like to throw on a slick day.
So the infield will set for 2 against Reddick. He's never had a hit against Tillman, 0 for 7, but he certainly had himself a doubleheader. Well, that 7 for 9. 2 on and nobody out. So Tillman right away has got to work here in the first. Breaking ball is going to miss down low. For Reddick, with the 7 hits in the doubleheader yesterday, that is the most by an A's player in a doubleheader since 1965. Got to go back to 65 and Mike Hirschberger, who had 7 hits against the Tigers.
Yeah, he was a right-handed hitting player for the A's.
1-0 delivery on the way, and that will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, 6 singles and a double off the left center field fence on a hop. That was the 377 lifetime. And then, of course, he went from 260 in 2 games yesterday to over 300 at 301.
Runners off first and second base. Good lead by Burns at second with burning speed. That ball's going to be a base hit into left field. Burns will come around to score. Canal will stop at second base, and Reddick delivers an RBI single, just the way they started against Wright in the ball game with those kind of hits.
Yeah, Buck Showalter was talking about a lot of the hits off of Mike Wright. He said, and take a look here. He said most of them are up, and their approach is not to overswing. Their on base percentage is under 30%, so they don't walk a lot, but they were very aggressive. When we talked to Ubaldo Jimenez, who pitched so well 8 innings, he said, I took advantage of that by making good pitches early on. But if you don't and you get the ball up, they're very happy to go the other way.
So the A's get on the board here in the first inning, and as we mentioned, the first inning concerns for Chris Tillman continue. Jed Lowry at the plate. He is a designated hitter in the ball game today. Switch hitter, 3 for 9. Couple of RBIs in the doubleheader. That one is going to go to right field. Late jump. Trumbo will get there. Runners will go back to the bag. Mark picking that one up in that high sky, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now take a look at the defense. Rickard Jones and Mark Trumbo over in right. Flaherty, Machado, Hardy out with the broken left foot. So he's out for 6 to 7, 8 weeks. Scope, Davis, and then Matt Wieters. So Machado, of course, Gold Glover at third, but playing very well at shortstop.
Stephen Vogt coming up doing the catching, and a 1 for 3 in the doubleheader. In the 2 games, the A's ended up going 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position yesterday. Already in this ball game, 1 for 2. And Vogt will take the pitch on the outside corner. He too has an 0 for against Tillman. 0 for 6 against Chris in his career.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about, Gary. 4 runs in his first 7 starts. You know, a lot of times it used to be because the velocity didn't spike till maybe innings 2 or 3. That really hasn't been the case.
Nope.
It just seems like as the game progresses, so does the use of all his pitches.
0-1 count. Runners off first and second base. The off speed delivery hangs and will miss. And a 1-ball 1-strike count on Vogt.
Yeah, I think when you get a veteran pitcher like Chris Tillman and you get an infield hit, that's what Burns does so well, and then you inadvertently hit the second place hitter, and then Reddick puts a good swing on it, you take it for what it is. If you give up 1 run, you'd be very happy to get out of this inning.
Looking for the double play here on Vogt. That one is high in the air in the gap in right center field. Trumbo's got it lined up. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag. And now we'll go over to third base. Ball almost gets away. Runner will stay at first. Reddick, and there are 2 down. Wind may have held that up a little bit, blowing to left field.
Yeah, there's what they hit and what the averages are. Curveball, you can see a little over 100. You know, he throws more fastballs, over 50%, and that average up, but certainly not horrible.
So Danny Valencia, the former Oriole, will stand in. Valencia coming off the DL on Friday and getting in the doubleheader yesterday, and a 1 for 5. Valencia's 3 for 10 with a home run lifetime off Tillman. Runners on at first and third. There are 2 down. Tillman has thrown 3 wild pitches. Looking at third base will be alive. Being talked to by Ron Washington, third base coach, probably just about that, with Flaherty playing off the bag and behind at third. 2 down. And the pitch is inside for a ball.
Yeah, you would think the pitch that they'd be concerned of, and of course you got to trust your catchers, the big overhand curveball. You know, Valencia, Danny's always been a good fastball hitter. And I think the difference, and we'll see if that happens here in the first inning, is because Chris Tillman has the slider that he can stay away from the fastball sometimes, maybe more than years past.
1-0 delivery. There it is. Will miss down low at 87. So the count goes to 2-0. Danny, you spent time with the Orioles. Real good success here in this ballpark. He's a .322 hitter here at Camden Yards, and picked up 5 long balls.
Yeah, and he's also a power hitter.
Yeah, he's got.
I mean, he had 18 home runs last year, 13 against righties.
And can hit the ball to left field as a pull hitter. Good pitch, got that one away.
Yeah, see, that kind of sets up the at bat. That's what we were talking about as far as you get into a fastball count. Danny Valencia is looking for the fastball, and this is a really good slider. It's really the one you want him to put in play. It's perfectly thrown outside corner at the knees.
No chance on that one. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. And now third base. Reddick off first. 2-1 delivery on the way. Valencia will foul that one back. That's when he wanted to hit. It'll even the count up at 2-2. Danny has been a good 2-strike hitter this season. He's 9 for 24 with a 2-strike count. And that's what he's got here as Tillman tries to end the inning and give up only 1. Fans applauding for a K here. 2-2 delivery on the way. Valencia chopper. Another Baltimore chop. Lost it in the sun. It's going to be a base hit and an RBI. Tillman lost the Baltimore chop in the sun. Not that he would have had a play, but nobody else was going to get it if he didn't. And the second run scores and a base hit by Valencia.
Yeah, that's 2 infield hits now, and then the line drive to left. Well, you're right about this. I mean, straight down. Chris can't see it. Machado can't get a handle on it. Not going to be a play anyway. Yeah, one of those days we've already seen. I mean, very glary day because. Plus, as you said in the open, when's the last time you've had to play?
Yeah.
When the sun's shining.
The sun's shining. Boy, 2-run first inning. And now Alonso with runners on at first and second base. Boy, this looks so much like the start of game 1 yesterday.
Well, the one thing that we talked about, the Oakland A's at home are not very good, but on the road, they're a 9-6 club. They score about 1.25 runs more. We saw that yesterday. Very competitive club when they put the road uniform on. Yeah, they score about 3 runs a game at home.
1-0 delivery. Alonso will take a breaking ball. Reddick has picked up his 14th RBI. Valencia has his 3rd. Of course, Valencia coming off the DL. They are the RBI people here in the inning, and they are the base runners at second and first. 3-game hit streak. Alonso had a 3 for 5 in the doubleheader. Outfield moves in a couple of steps in center and left. 1-ball 1-strike delivery by Tillman. That's going to be down the line, and that's going to be a base hit. Gregor's going to chase it into the corner. Reddick will score. Valencia's being waved home. They got to play at the plate. Machado's throw. He got him. A 1-hop throw to end the inning on the relay. And boy, did they need that one. Another run will score as Reddick crossed ahead of him. So a 3-run first inning ended on this 1-hopper to the plate. Wieters positioned to make the tag and records the out of Valencia trying to score. Alvarez, Scope, and Flaherty. 10-game hit streak for Jonathan.
And Kendall Graveman, sinker baller. And the other ones, a lot of those are cut fastballs. Loves it. Now there's that moving fastball, ground ball machine when he's on his game. ERA higher this year than last year. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. You can see 8 walks. There's another hard sinker.
Rickert leading it off for the Orioles, a 2 for 4 ball game yesterday. Paul Emmel down at first base. Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire, with the pink mask on. Jordan Baker, Mike Everett, the crew chief, round out the crew.
Hey Gary, the one number we get is that they don't score a lot of runs for him, and he's 1-12 in 16 starts, 2 runs or less. And when you get him 3 or more, which is what they got him in the first inning, lifetime he's 6-0.
Yeah, he gets nothing in terms of support, so he's probably never gone out on the mound for the first time with a 3-0 lead.
I'm sure the Orioles are hoping that he can't handle it.
3-1, and he didn't. He gives up the leadoff walk.
Take a look at the defense, and of course, as Earl Weaver used to say, there is no defense for a 3-run lead, and you walk the lead. Canna, Burns, and Reddick. That's the outfield. Valencia's, Simeon, Coughlin, Alonso, and then Stephen Voigt doing the catching. Yeah, boy, that's frustrating for everybody that's playing behind him. You present him with a 3-run gift on Mother's Day, and he ends up walking Rickard, who's been struggling against right-handed pitching, but the Orioles certainly will take it.
So Manny Machado will stand in. The Orioles get a chance to get right back at it here. That one's going to go all the way to the backstop. And down to second base goes Rickard on a ball that Vogt looked like he might have been able to handle. He's going out, so may have been a cross-up on that. And the shortstop Simeon will come on as well.
Yeah, either that or they're just going to go out with a runner on second. I mean, that's just a ball you got to catch. And last year's all-star catcher just doesn't really move as much as he would like. Or, of course, his manager, former catcher Bob Melvin, was excellent defensively.
They call that a wild pitch. That's a tough wild pitch call. So the first wild pitch Graveman has thrown puts a runner down at second base. The Orioles in the doubleheader were 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position. They get a chance right here, and Manny Machado with the opportunity for the RBI. Manny continues to be second in the league in hitting behind Castellano of Detroit, and he's also had the most hits in the league at 41. He's one ahead of Pedroia, and his 14 multi-hit games tied for first with Ian Kinsler of the Tigers.
Kind of gives you an idea as he's ahead in this count. 462 when the pitcher's behind him.
And that one in the air to right field, hit hard and hit deep. Reddick going back, warning track wall. Up and goodbye, home run. Manny Machado just keeps on chugging. A 2 RBI homer to make it a 3-2 ball game.
We always say when the weather heats up, I mean, you can't heat up a whole lot more than what Manny Machado has been. He's been red hot, especially here at home. Well, welcome to Camden Yards. That ball was drilled. That ties him with Chris Davis. Home run lead on the Orioles.
So Manny's got the long ball. Machado picks up home run number 8. RBIs 17 and 18 on the year, and the Orioles are right back. It's a 3-2 ball game. Chris Davis will take the pitch for a ball.
Watch this ball get drilled. 2-1, you're looking fastball, you get fastball because you got to throw a strike, and then it's just launched right center.
Davis fouls it off.
Boy, Riddick got there very quickly. You're almost wondering if the ball's just a little lower, he might have caught it.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah.
For Manny now, he's hitting over .420 at home, and 6 of the 8 home runs have come here at Camden Yards. Chris got out of an 0 for yesterday with a long ball, came in the 3rd inning. So it is his 1 hit in his last 19 at bats, but a big 2-run homer in the 3rd. 2-1 pitch to him, and that will be taken down low. Yesterday, the long ball.
Yeah, the second changeup in the sequence of pitches that Jesse Hahn throws him, and he launches it deep right center field. Happy fan, happy Chris Davis.
Another walk. So Graveman apparently can't stand to have a lead. Two walks and a home run in the inning.
Yeah, here comes Curt Young, longtime pitching coach with the A's. Well, the Orioles do, when they get pitches to hit, pretty formidable lineup. But when you get 3 runs, the last thing you want to do is walk Rickard, who's been struggling against right-handers, but he did. And then you get behind Manny, and that's not good.
Graveman part of that deal with Josh Donaldson with Toronto. He is 25 years old, comes from Alabama, and as Buck Showalter was quick to note this morning, he attended Mississippi State University.
Really?
Yeah. And as Buck said, the thing we have to deal with is the mind game, because going to a school like that with its high academic ratings requires that you recognize that in the opposing pitcher. Where did Buck go? Oh, Mississippi State. Adam Jones at the plate. Adam a 1 for 8 yesterday and had a couple of RBIs. Runner on at first base. Still nobody out. That'll go towards short. Simeon 1, Coughlin 2.
Well, Curt Young certainly settles him down. The other factor is, he might have simply said, you know, what's your strength? Well, I'm a sinker baller, and that's what he got at him. It was out of the strike zone, and he gets him to roll over, and then one pitch you get 2 outs.
The 4th most pronounced ground ball to fly ball ratio in the American League belongs to Graveman. He had a 6-9 mark last year, 4.05 ERA, 1-3 right now with a 4.4 ERA. That'll bring up Trumbo, and Mark will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Trumbo with a 1 for 7 in the ball games yesterday. The Orioles back to within 1 here in the first inning, and the pitch outside. So we're going to have a game where you get 5 maybe runs in the first inning combined, and you don't see another till the 9th, or 15-14. You never know.
Well, we know Tillman, because we see him all the time, is capable of making better pitches. The other thing is, I mean, you got to give credit to the A's. They just seem to put on the hitting shoes when they go on the road. We all know that Coliseum's tough place to, great place to pitch, tough place to hit. But their approach was very good. Not as good in the second game, but they pretty much in the first game did what they did in the first inning to Chris Tillman.
Yep. 2-ball 1-strike delivery by Graveman will be hit hard to third, and a base hit out of the reach of Valencia. So Trumbo continues his torrid pace. Trumbo's hitting over 300 here at home now, and a base hit.
Yeah, another hitter's count. He gets the ball up, he becomes hittable. If he's keeps the cheese at the knees, so they say, it sinks.
So Trumbo is on with 2 down, and that will bring up Matt Wieters. Matt had the 0 for 3 in the ball game yesterday, hitting 167 right-handed, 245 left-handed. His home run has come from this side of the plate, and a 1-0 count. Wieters getting his first look at Graveman, as he has given up the long ball to Manny Machado. 2 walks. That one should end the inning. Wind will blow it out to left a little bit, and calling it off was Burns, who came in. That had some hang time to it. So Wieters retired, but the Orioles will pick up a couple. Manny Machado, his 8th home run of the season, good for 2 RBIs, makes it a 3-2 Mother's Day game. Dallas Braden won't forget it. He had a perfect game on Mother's Day back in 2010. He had lost his mom to cancer when he was a teenager. His grandmother came that day to watch him pitch, and it was the 19th perfect game in Major League history. Chris Coghlan. Coghlan will take the pitch outside for a ball. Coghlan with an 0 for 4 in the game yesterday. Semien, and then the top of the order, Burns, will be coming up. So an interesting start for both pitchers. 1-0 delivery by Chris. That one slips out of his hand, stays up high, and the count goes to 2-0. You could see that one just roll off the fingertips.
Yeah, you try to get on top of the curveball. Sometimes you can't do it. All it does is spin.
2-0 pitch, and he falls behind 3-0. The last two ball games where he's tied his career high in each game with 9 strikeouts. He surrendered 4 walks against the Yankees, 2 against Tampa Bay. A lot of strikeouts. 3-0 pitch taken. It's there for a strike.
Yeah, if you're Bob Melvin, you might have given Coghlan the green light, but you're hoping, just as they got the lead off man Billy Burns on an infield hit, you figure maybe you'll get a walk.
3-1 delivery on the way by Tillman, and he goes after one that he fouled tips at the plate. So Chris comes back on him from 3-0 to go 3-2.
Yeah, good swing, but boy, we've seen hitters having trouble. And of course, Buck Showalter, who was an outfielder, left-handed hitting outfielder, always says tall pitcher, guy with an uppercut swing a little bit, hard to intersect the ball, and that's what the high fastball does for Chris Tillman.
3-2 delivery. He'll keep the at-bat alive as Coghlan able to foul that one off. The left-handers 250 against Chris. Right-handers a 167 number. The only home run is hit by a right-hander. Gets ahead on the count here. Semien, their home run hitting number 9 batter, waiting on deck. 3-2 delivery, and walked in.
Yeah, a lot of movement, but it just moves right out of the zone.
Let's take a look at our PNC Inside the Numbers. Speaking of walks,
there you go. And Oakland, what did Ubaldo Jimenez said? I watched the first 5 innings at home. I saw that they were very aggressive, swinging at a lot of early pitches. Certainly working for the Rangers, though. They're one of the best offensive teams in the American League.
Yep. Sometimes it depends on person. It always depends on personnel. Semien. No one has found that magic bullet, that statistic that tells you what the standings are going to be.
Oh, I touched on it yesterday. The Moneyball theory was high on base percentage, home runs. Didn't mind if guys struck out because you didn't hit in double plays. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about walking. It was about getting your pitch. And if you don't, then you walk.
0-1 delivery to him. And Tillman will miss up high with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Semien, as we said, his team leading 8th home run came in game 1 yesterday. Tied for 4th in the American League in that department. 15 home runs last year, 45 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I mean, about around the game, and for about over 50 years, a little slider. But when you're on the bench, they always say when a hitter's going up to the plate, have an idea. Now, what does that mean? Well, it has an idea of what the pitcher's throwing, what you hit best, and if you get that pitch you're looking for, swing.
1-2 pitch with a runner at first, down the line in right field. Long run, Trumbo and Scope, and can't get to it, right off the front of the facade.
Yeah, this is the type of ballpark that it's hard to tell unless you're actually on the field. You know, the flags up on the scoreboard, some of them are blowing to right field. If you look over the bullpens, they're blowing to left. A lot of times the wind will swirl off the warehouse, railroad house. So I think this is a tough day for outfielders and pop-ups.
Very. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runner on at first, pretty good lead. Not going, and foul back. Well, our broadcast partner Mike Bordick, I know he wants to know this number. That Semien, who got that home run yesterday in the number 9 spot in the order, set a new record for most home runs out of the 9 spot in the first 30 games of the year. That record was held by Mike Bordick, who in 2000 had 7 in the first 30 days, hitting 9th. That one is going to be inside. Mike, it's not always important to be number 1 when you could be number 2.
Yeah, but or number 9.
True.
Yeah.
For both of them, 9 was a very solid number.
I mean, you're the kind of the second leadoff guy.
Pretty good numbers, home run numbers for a leadoff guy. Runner off first, Coghlan's. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that will be fouled off. So Tillman being made to work here on this at bat and in the first couple of innings, up to 34 on that pitch count so far.
Yeah, there are days. I mean, you'd like to be able to throw him a slider down in the zone, get him to roll over. When Mike Wright tried that, he was strong enough to get an RBI single because it just stayed up enough, and he was able to hit it hard by the third baseman Manny Machado in game number 1 yesterday.
Nobody out here, and that pitch is going to sweep away, and again another full count. So the count goes 3-2. Tillman has been very tough with runners on base this year. Opponents hitting only 192 when there's somebody on, only 226 when the bases are empty. I mean, that's how good he's been. 3 ball 2 strike count. See if the runner goes. Coghlan does. Big jump, throw down, chance for a double play. The tag, and he is out. Waiters on a 1-hopper, taking at second base to get Coghlan to strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Simeon's going to swing at it. He takes a look. I don't know why, but right there, tag, gets him up on the shoulder. Nice quick throw, and really nice grab by Shope. And he just drops the glove. You could see him get him up on the forearm before the hand gets into the base. Yep, right there. And boy, what a big play that is.
See how well Matt has done that.
Only Yadier Molina for the Cardinals doing it better.
That's since 2011. So there's a very big play in this game. 2 down. Billy Burns up, will take the pitch outside. Burns started it out with a base hit, beating one out in the infield, and would come around to score. Burns now has a 5-game hit streak, and that will bring Flaherty in at third base, recognizing his speed. Burns has been putting up the multi-hit games. He's had 3 in a row, 8 out of his last 19 now during the 5-game hit streak he's in. Outfield moves in and left and center again. 2-0 delivery, and that's where it goes, down the line and left. Rickard, who is in, doesn't have to go very far, and puts it away. So only 3 batters faced, despite the leadoff walk. A big defensive play, Wieters, on that caught stealer. Bringing the lumber, and both teams did in that first inning. Burns would get that roller. Reddick would deliver another chopper. Denny Valencia would deliver, Ball put up by Alonso, and then of course answered by Manny Machado. That's the home run that made it a 3-2 game. Yellowwood bringing the lumber. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Pedro Alvarez in the DH role, 1 for 4. A couple of RBIs in the ball games against the A's yesterday. Talking about the A's record on the road, they have now lost 6 of their last 8 road games after a great road start. They won their first 7. Oh, wallop! Just watch it. Way back, Alvarez. Oh, goodbye home run. 1 hop to the warehouse. Pedro Alvarez ties the game.
Home run number 2. There you go. Wow. When you're pitching and you throw one of those, you don't like it, but you got to watch it because it went that far.
That hit Utah Street, took a hop and hit the warehouse. Over the flagpoles, over the folks, and to the surprise of some walking on Utah Street, yikes, it's a baseball. Wow.
Well, you know, he starts him off with a curveball and then comes back with a fastball. And I tell you, for years, everybody said, hey, lefties, they like it down and in. Well, that's where it was. And all you got to do is drop the bat. And if you're big and strong and you can get the bat hit, I mean, it's easier to get the bat to the ball down in the zone than it is up. And that ball went very quickly.
He gets his second home run, his 7th RBI, and they're oohing and eyeing even in the dugout on that one. Jonathan Scope with a 2-strike count. Gravesman's pitch away, and our Maryland lottery contestant Kevin Galaskas from Pasadena off to a real good start. 2 innings, 2 home runs. That's 500 for each.
And then he goes right over and talks to his hitting instructor, Scott Coolbaugh.
That was one they'll talk about for a while. 1 ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Jonathan will take the pitch away. Scope, of course, a 10-game hit streak. Couple of hits in the doubleheader yesterday. And Jonathan Scope is hot. He's gone 11 for 36 during the hit streak, followed by Flaherty. Graveman had given up 5 home runs coming in. That one laced in the air, left field, got wide. Goodbye, home run! Back to back, Alvarez and Scope, and the Orioles have a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, Stephen Vogt right out to the mound for a little strategy meeting.
Well, Kevin Galaskas, aren't you glad you are the Maryland lottery contestant? That's 3 home runs, $500 each, and we're in the second inning. And the Orioles take a 4-3 lead. They have 4 hits, and 3 of them are home runs. Pitch taken away by Flaherty.
And this is another screamer. I mean, this one's down. Middle of the plate, doesn't sink.
1-0 delivery on the way to Ryan, will be taken inside.
And now, of course, if you're Kendall Graveman, it's not that Ryan Flaherty hits a lot of home runs, but certainly capable of doing, and the ball's flying. I mean, the ball's certainly the warmest day that I can remember here.
Dull up in the bullpen. Well, Graveman's been giving him up. He gave up 3 home runs in a start against the Detroit Tigers 2 starts ago. Now he's given up 3 home runs in this one. Flaherty will chop that one foul outside of first base.
Yeah, we know the Tigers. I mean, they get some long ball artists on that with Cabrera and Martinez's, and there you go. So cut fastball. They don't hit it too well. Fastball. That's what Pedro Alvarez and Scope hit, and Manny hit, and even the changeup. 400. Those are. Maybe try some other type of pitches. Numbers.
2-2 delivery on the way, and Flaherty on the swing and a miss. There is the first strikeout for Graveman and the first out here in the second inning. So the Orioles had the first two reach in the first. They scored. Same thing here in the second.
Yeah, nice little slider. Ends up in the middle of the plate, but down.
Orioles, of course, have been on top in the home run department since the beginning of the season. They continued to be that as the Orioles started the day third in homers as a team. The number one spot was held by Houston, tied with Seattle for home runs. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Rickert started it out in the first inning with a walk and would score.
And effect purpose pitch, run them off the plate, down and in.
Count goes to ball and 2 strikes. Rickert to be followed by Manny Machado. So we've started piling up the hits and homers. Graveman will make the play himself. Rickert is retired, and there are 2 down here in the second. On Friday, don't miss the season's first fireworks night presented by Kaiser Permanente. Stick around after the Orioles take on the Tigers for great fireworks displays. You can get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Big hand for Manny Tillman. He started out giving up 3 runs, 4 hits. First inning. Will come back out on the mound in the third with at least a 4-3 lead. Scope there on the right talking about his homer. Alvarez sitting next to him. Tillman making sure he's close to the RBI producers here. You have Manny on the other side, but Manny's at the plate. Manny had home run number 8 in that first inning, his second hit off Graveman in his career, as he's now 2 for 6 in the first home run off this right-hander. Manny's piling up extra base hits. He's had 15 hits in his last 37 at bats, and 9 of those 15 have been for extra bases. Covers 9 games. Little looper off the end of the bat to short. Simeon up and gets it over there in time to retire the side, but the Orioles will pick up 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Back-to-back home runs started by Alvarez out onto Utah Street, and then Jonathan Scope the opportunity. Just a screaming yellow Mimi into the left field seats. Later in our ball game today, brought to you by Miller Lite. So Scope, Machado, good friends, not going to allow one to outdo the other, so they both hit a home run. 5 for Jonathan and 8 for Manny, and 3 for the Orioles in the ball game. The back-to-back home runs by Alvarez and Scope, the second time this year. Davis and Trumbo had back-to-back shots against the White Sox on the 28th of April. So Tillman now with a lead, 4-3. And off speed breaking ball is going to miss up high. Marcano has been hit by a pitch and scored. Reddick, Valencia, Alonso getting RBIs in the first for Oakland. Another one, a bender at 82, is in there for a strike.
Yeah, good fastball hitter with power. Of course, that's why the curveball, the slider.
Middle wide open as the infield deep swung around towards left. And the pitch away, and he can't find it. 1-2.
And he goes for a little stroll. Little George Foster, who hit 50 home runs for the Reds. He'd walk right across the plate.
Trying to regroup. 1-2. The middle of the order here with Reddick waiting on deck. And that one lifted in the air towards the gap left center field, and diving catch. Joey Rickard hauls it in and denies him at least 2.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, number one, he's over there. He's given him the left field line, so he's in left center, and then the ball's really carrying. So he's got to go get it. Nice line. Look out to the direct line to where the ball is. Didn't circle it, never took his eyes off it, and then the catch and the dive right in the middle of the glove.
We'll see the highlights on that one for a while. Great play. Rickard, leadoff man, retired. Here is Reddick, who had the RBI base hit and a run scored first inning. The Orioles really helping Tillman. They strike him out, throw him out, double play in the second inning. Now the catch by Rickard. The Joey chant begins here at Camden Yards after that catch. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Reddick.
Well, it's rather obvious Josh Reddick is seeing the ball well, and all the hits, all 8 of them now have been away. So if you come in, you know, I mean, you better get it in, because he does have occasional power. But he's proved to me he can hit the ball away. With the best of them, 8 hits now in what, 2 games, and now we're 3 innings into game 3.
He's had 3 straight multi-hit games. Reddick has. 2-1 pitch to him will be fouled back. Career high 4-hit game for the 5th time in his career in the second game of that doubleheader yesterday. And of course, here just continues to pump the numbers up in this ballpark. 377 lifetime hitter at Camden Yards with 5 homers. 2 ball 2 strike count. Tillman, bases empty and 1 out. Reddick goes after one. He foul tips into the mitt for a strikeout.
Well, he's saying that he fouled it, and then the ball apparently hit the dirt.
And he's going to win that? Maybe. Buck Showalter's on his way up.
Well, take a look right here. Does he foul it? I don't think he does, but maybe he does.
Yeah, he did. I think he did.
Yeah.
But it did hit the dirt. Ooh. Have a little chat here. Third base umpire and the crew chief, Mike Everett.
Well, he's the one that said it hit the dirt. Yeah, I did nick it, and it did bounce. So he'll get the hit. He likes Camden Yards even better now.
So nice, good call. I mean, he was on it. Mike Everett had it.
Chris Tillman is thinking, boy, that was too good to be true. I actually struck him out.
So now he'll have to do it again.
But not really.
So standing back in is Reddick. Foul tip keeps his at bat alive. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. So a full count, 3-2. Let's see how this plays out, whether or not that foul tip that was not a strikeout matters in the inning. Full count pitch to him. Reddick will take it, and he's on with a walk. Wow.
Yeah, a little change up, and Tim Timmons says it's outside, and it might have been a shade.
No, the at bat stayed alive, and he gets a walk with 1 down. Now Lowry coming up. Flied out to right field. His first time to the plate. One away. Infield now double play depth. See if the D can help the cause again for Tillman. Ooh, late on that one at 94. Little mustard on that pitch. Lowry tied for 7th in multi-hit games. He's got 11 of them. He's hitting .385 over the last 18. He had a .209 batting average the first dozen games, and since then has been on fire. That ball is there for a strike. Tillman comes right after him. He gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, they got pretty good balance. I mean, Byrne came into the game. He now has 30 hits. Reddick has 35 hits, and then Jed Lowry right behind him with 34. And being a switch hitter, I mean, 14 to the left, 10 up the middle, 10 to right, so sprays it all over the place.
0-2 count, runner on first base, and the pitch in the dirt. Runner's going to go. Wieters finds it, makes the throw, not in time. He went off the bag, but he was able to get back on it again. So Reddick will get down to second base. Good read by Reddick. If he doesn't go immediately, not going to make it. It's a wild pitch.
Yeah, curveball in the dirt. Boy, he practices all the time, and then there's the overslide. It dives back.
And just gets back in there. So now a runner in scoring position with one away. Takes away the opportunity for the double play. The A's come in 10th in both runs and average. They are 7th in home runs. Their on base percentage is dead last, and they're 13th in walks in the American League. So as we said, they put it in play. 1 ball, 2 strike count coming from Tillman. Lowry will take it, and that is there. He gets the K.
Yeah, he's not happy with that call. Big overhand curveball. You can see him pull it down, and he thinks it's going to end up low. And he catches it low, but Tim Timmons is actually at least supposed to call it where in really in reference to where it went across the strike zone to your knees. So it may obviously high enough.
Yep. So that will be the second out of the inning. Now Stephen Vogt, who flied out to right field, will get the opportunity. Vogt with a runner at second and 2 down. Big secondary lead. A strike taken on the outside corner. A highly offensive beginning to this ball game, with the pitchers piling up the pitches, trying to get these outs. Straightaway D on Vogt, looking for his first hit off Tillman. 0 for 7. 0-1 delivery by Chris, and that'll be fouled back and into the seats.
Three for 18 for Stephen Vogt when it comes into driving in runners in scoring position numbers. And then of course Chris Tillman's a little bit lower, that at 233.
2 strike count on him. Reddick off second base, not trying to hold him, and that one is going to miss, but close. A 1 ball 2 strike count. Orioles head out to Minnesota for a very short road trip. 3 games in Minnie, where of course it's supposed to rain. 1-2. Oh, we'll try and go to left again, lashing out, fouls it back. Wanted to know if that was a strike. Tim Timmons. Sometimes umpires will answer that question, and sometimes they won't.
Yeah, in the old days you could actually throw a pitch, and a lot of times you don't know if they call it for, maybe if you threw it low and away, for outside or low, and they would tell you. Now they don't seem to be on the same page with doing that. It's almost like you're questioning it. You just kind of want to know.
1-2. Runner off second, ground ball first, and that one is going to be foul. So Tillman really having to go through some tough at bats here in these first 3 innings.
Yeah, I think it's one of those days, Gary, where maybe the stuff is good, but the command, in other words, location, probably not what he wants as of yet.
Wind blowing out to left field. We can tell by the hot dog wrappers headed that way. That one popped up. Again, the wind and the sun will make this tough. Manny, look at it come back.
Ooh.
And Flaherty's there to put it away. Tough one, but he got on it. So no runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base. Mother's Day. Chris Davis, his mom, Karen. Happy Mother's Day. Well, Jim told us these teams are going to be avarice in this game, and that is exactly what they've been. A 4-3 Orioles lead. The off-speed delivery taken by Chris Davis. Chris drew a walk his first time up. Chris looking to add to his long ball totals after the home run yesterday. Oh, wow. That one came in a hurry and nowhere to go but first base. Well, the Orioles get a leadoff man on the hard way.
Take a look. They're trying to come up and in, and the more you got to understand this staff, Graveman, and not Rich Hill, who's a veteran, but all the other guys, they have the fewest lifetime career starts, so they're inexperienced. So they're still learning to pitch to both sides of the plate, and out over the plate, he's been hit real hard. So he tries to come in, can't control it. Orioles get a runner.
So he's had his first wild pitch and his first hit batter of the year in this game in the first 3 innings. Adam Jones get into a double play his first time up. Adam lifts a towering pop up. Let's see how the wind and sun do with this one. Marcus Semien circling, finds it and puts it away for the out. Want to remind you should take a look at the uniforms being worn here. The caps and the jerseys being worn by the Orioles players and coaches are up for auction right now at Orioles.com/auction. And it's to help raise funds for breast cancer research and awareness. So Orioles.com/auction, and you can go online and bid for the caps and jerseys. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Mark Trumbo picking up the base hit. He has now been on base 22 consecutive games with that single that he picked up in the first inning. A runner at first and 1 out. Trumbo started. Pitch is going to miss a little bit inside and low, 1-1. Orioles hoped they were going to get a good deal of offense out of Trumbo, but his production early on certainly could not have been completely expected. He's just been outstanding. 1-1 pitch is away. They want to check on it down to first base. Yes, Paul Emmel. Trumbo didn't think so. and steps out a minute.
You can't change it.
No challenge on that one.
Yeah, may not agree with it, but does change the count.
Mark is 7th in RBIs in the American League. And that one is hit deep to left field. Way back and goodbye. Home run. Trumbo good for 2. And the Orioles have a 6-3 lead.
Well, we showed you they're hitting 400 on his fastball, and that's what it was. I mean, he tried to sneak it in. Tried to do it on Alvarez. That hit one hop off the warehouse. Fastball in the middle of the plate. The scope. That was a screamer. Screaming Mimi, as you described it, into the seats. Big time power for this lineup.
That will tie him for 2nd in the league. Robinson Cano has 11 home runs. Jose Altuve, Josh Donaldson, and now Trumbo are tied for 2nd with 9.
Well, I mean, watch this. Is a fastball. They're trying to get it in. It just doesn't get there. We have seen him short stroke. That is about as perfect a swing as you can make on a ball inside.
And for Kevin Glaveskis of Pasadena, I ought to know it. I've pronounced it enough times here. That's 4 home runs in the ballgame worth $500 each. Our Maryland lottery contestant. Wow.
Plus another $500
for being selected.
Play. Kev, what are you going to do with all that money?
We're here. Remember that. That's right. Take your mother out to dinner. Buy her a very nice, large diamond.
Whatever she wants.
Taken down low, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Wieters. Matt flied out to center field. So the Orioles 4 home runs against Graveman, who had given up 5 total in his first 5 starts. Wieters chases on that one and will be retired for the 2nd out. That's 2 home runs, 2 strikeouts rather, for Graveman.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Dull yesterday, and Kendall Graveman says, I got to go to something else, and a really good changeup down and away. Well, let's see, I threw 5 in a game. In fact, I threw 5 in one game. Of course, it was a complete game, and then 4 in the one before that, so 9 in 2 games.
It's good. It's a big number.
Well, it's
crooked number.
Your neck starts hurting, to be quite honest, if I remember.
Alvarez takes it for a strike.
Well, if you turn around to watch him, and I mean, it does hurt your neck.
It does hurt your neck.
Not to mention your pride.
Your
ERA, I can go right down the list.
The home runs hit in this ball game. If Graveman's turning around, he's really got a sore neck because you had to turn in a hurry. Alvarez picking up the home run, leading off the 2nd inning, would go back to back with Jonathan Scope, who followed him. Alvarez put ears out on Utah Street. He took 1 hop and bounced up onto the warehouse. 1-1 delivery on the way. He was going for another one right there. That one a little further in and down, 1-2.
Yeah, that's a cut fastball. And I was talking to Ray Fosse, former catcher with the A's, longtime broadcaster. He said he likes that pitch down under the hands of the left-handed hitters.
1 ball 2-strike count. Alvarez. Pedro's trying to pick the pace up at home. He came in hitting only $125 here at Camden Yards and .350 on the road. But now with that home run, he's had both of his homers here in his home ballpark, and confused on the signs. They're going to go out. Stephen Vogt will go out to have a word. 6-3 lead. The Orioles 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The A's 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Ball game open to offense. The ball is flying out of here. The wind blowing to left. 1-2 delivery, off speed, will miss outside.
Yeah, we used to have a catcher. They actually came over in the Frank Robinson trade when Frank went to the Dodgers. Sergio Robles. He didn't put down signs. He says, just throw whatever you want to throw. And I go, what? He said, yeah, just throw it. I'll catch it. And I think after 4 home runs, if I was a catcher, I'd say, hey, it's going to be your fault anyway, but just throw what you want.
See what happens.
Obviously, the fingers I'm putting down aren't the right ones. Never quite understood Sergio Robles and that strategy.
Orioles had 5 home runs at Texas at April 15. That's their high. They got 4 in this one, and that may be it. Graveman's going to come out of the ball game, as he just does not have it today. He's given up 3 walks, has 2 strikeouts, and has surrendered 4 home runs in the ball game. So it's going to be a bullpen ball game now for the A's, as Graveman, their starter, team is 1-4 in the 5 starts he's made this year, and he is only going to last 2 2/3 innings in this ball game, and one he would like to forget with a long ball touching him up.
They have been hit at 400, so the average up, the Orioles, that's what they hit for the 4 home runs. So again, I mean, there's a guy that's never lost when they've gotten more than 3 runs, and we'll see how that turns out. Ryan Dahl, we saw him yesterday, came in, pitched an inning, pitched well. A lot of fastballs, 91, 92, able to keep it down. Occasional changeup, as you see, and then a slider. So a low ball pitcher who's, when it comes to inherited runners, one of the litmus tests, they're 0 for 11, so he's done a nice job, and you can see lefties hitting him a lot better than right-handers, and there's are the inherited runners stranded.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina native, 32nd round pick in 2012. So with a runner at first base, Orioles try and add to it. That one by Jonathan Scopes popped up again at short. Simeon, and he will put it away to record the out. So the Orioles will pick up a couple of runs for Trumbo. So far, 2 for 2 day. That last one, his 9th 2 RBIs on the dinger. Hybrid all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, extending our best on this Mother's Day to all the mums out there. And the Orioles have a 6-3 lead and a highly offensive affair in front of this big sun-drenched crowd on hand here as the Orioles, Trumbo, the 2-run homer and the 4th in the ball game for the Orioles. In case you're wondering, the Orioles record for home runs in a ball game is 8, and it was set last year in Philadelphia in June.
That 17
or here
game,
June 16.
Well, guess who was on the mound? Chris Tillman.
Guess he likes those days, and they're coming while he's watching. Here's Danny Valencia. Long way to go in this one. Valencia an RBI base hit. Alonso an RBI single follows him, and Coughlin. And the pitch taken outside for a ball, and a 2-0 count. So Graveman left, giving up 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 2/3 innings, 4 home runs. He had 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. A tough day for the 25-year-old right-hander. And the slider is going to miss outside. Valencia taking it, and Tillman falls behind 3-0.
Yeah, the fastball command, not what he wants, and sometimes you just have to. If you're throwing for the corner, it's not going there. You got to be a little bit more for the heart of the plate, and it probably won't end up there.
3-0 pitch, and that is in there for a strike. American League East today. The Dodgers are at Toronto to round out their series. Ross Stripling and Marco Estrada, the scheduled starters. Blue Jays have gotten some pretty good work out of their starters. That ball in the air to the gap. Jones will have to play it on a hop, and Valencia, he's 2 for 2 in the ball game, and he gets a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. So the leadoff man on 3 out of 4 innings now. After today's game, the kids 14 and under are going to run the bases, and this year, after every Sunday home game, your family's got a chance to have a great memory made here as the kids 14 and under get a chance to go out on the ball field and run. The next Sunday home game coming up this Sunday, 1:35 against the Tigers. Go to Orioles.com for tickets. Alonso a base hit and an RBI. Each team with 5 hits. That's going to go out. Jones coming over, reaching, makes the nice grab. Alonso retired by Adam Jones.
Yeah, you see a lot of infield shifts dramatically where everybody's on one side. Center fielders, what side? You can see Adam Jones a couple of steps into left center. Ball slicing away. He's able to cover ground, cut it off before it gets up into the gap. A couple of nice at bats by Yonder Alonso. But the big play, the big play for Chris Tillman is after the Alonso hit in the first was the relay play.
Yep.
Boy, that got him out of the inning. Got the Orioles up to plate. They would up to bat. They would get a couple of runs, and since then add another 4 runs.
The Orioles D has made the difference in this ball game. Coughlin will take the pitch away. He was hit by rather drew a walk and then ended up being part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. Now Coughlin stands in, 1-0 count, 1 down. Runner on at first base, Danny Valencia. Simeon, number 9 hitter, on deck. Tillman's delivery will miss down low. Chris working behind a lot of these hitters at 2-0. He has done that successfully this season. He has not been one of those pitchers where the necessity of getting the first strike has shown up in the numbers. I mean, that's pitching dangerously, but.
Well, he's mixed up his pitches, but you're right. You're living on the edge.
2-0 delivery on the way, and he misses with that one. So the count goes to 3-0 on Coughlin, who had that walk, one of the 2 Chris has surrendered in the ball game.
And we've probably seen a little tighter strike zone than we've seen in the first 2 games yesterday from Timmons. I mean, it's not that he's a bad umpire. It's just he's making you throw it over. Pitchers don't like to do that.
Taking. It's there for a strike.
And Coughlin's got a little power. You were talking yesterday. I mean, he's coming off a year where with the Cubbies, he hit 15 home runs and under 400 at bats.
Wind continues to blow out towards left field here today. Here's the 3-1 delivery to him, and he walked him. So Tillman now with 2 on and 1 down. That will be walk number 3 in the ball game. And Simeon, their home run hitter, is coming to the plate.
Yeah, the A's know with 1 swing they get right back into this game.
Simeon, strikeout victim, his first time up. Simeon has had 2 hits now, 7 at bats in the series, including the home run. 3 RBIs. 2 on here with 1 away. Infield at double play depth. And the pitch is outside for a ball.
That's a strike. And, he just missed that pitch. I mean, you got to just catch it and really frame it, obviously. It's a nice little knee-high slider. And Chris Tillman very rarely ever looks in, but he kind of did a double take on that one.
1-0. Runners off first and second. Not covering second. Big lead there. That will be a strike. Up high at the letters, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Both these teams are going to have extensive bullpen work by the looks of it, with Tillman already up there in that 72 pitch count area. And the A's have already gone there with their starter going just 2 2/3. 1 ball, 1 strike, steps out.
Now when you're on the mound like this and you're struggling with your command, you know what the pitch is. It's a slider. That's what struck him out the first time, and you know he's a good fastball hitter, especially out over the plate.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that will miss outside, and the count will go to 2-1.
And the other side of the equation is you're not really commanding anything.
Now the ones that are missing aren't close. Dave Wallace looking in. Big help for the Orioles, of course, was that start in the ball game by Jimenez, the 8 innings to keep the bullpen fresh for the game today, as he went 8 in the second game of the doubleheader. 2-1. Look back to second. Long look, and that one will be fouled straight back. So 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, and your long man is Vance Worley, who may end up starting on Wednesday. Teammate T.J. McFarland, because of the bringing Paul Janisch up to play shortstop. He's on a AAA Norfolk. He's also a long man, potential spot starter.
He had quite a weekend. T.J. McFarland up, down, or down, up, down one day. 2-2 delivery, and the breaking ball's outside. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Simeon, with Burns, a leadoff batter, waiting on deck. A's 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the ball game. They've got 2 out there right now, with Valencia at second, Coughlin at first. 3-2 delivery on the way. Runners stay, and he gets him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, fastball hitters sometimes they will miss hanging sliders. Just a little bit of movement. I mean, to me, this is the big difference with Chris Tillman. Not a fastball. We know he's a good fastball hitter, and he swings right through it.
So a big strikeout.
Yeah, huge.
Now there are 2 away. Burns hitting only 200 in these situations, the leadoff batter. Base hit scored in the first inning, flied out in the second. He now has Billy Burns has a 5-game hit streak. 4 for 11 in this series. 2 down, pitch to him down to third. It is a fair ball, tags the bag, and that'll do it. Ryan Flaherty. Valencia the force out at third base. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. And the Orioles continue on top. A win here, they win the series. They've got the lead, 6-3. Bartolo Colon of the Mets, his first home run. He's 42 years old, the oldest player to hit his first home run at that age. Aaron Hill, the Reds last night, he had 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Only the 48th player to have 3 home runs in a game, where one of them's a salami. And the Rangers' first 2 batters, Odor and Mazara, are the first pair of players 23 years old or younger to start the first inning with consecutive home runs. That has never happened before in Major League history.
Really?
The Elias Sports Bureau with some not just home runs.
Yount and Molitor, 2 Hall of Famers, never did it?
Nope.
Really? Of course, Bartolo was due.
Due?
Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
He's 108 years old. He's had 9,000 at bats.
That's right. So you're bound to hit a home run eventually.
It was great because all the Met players were tweeting out asking whether or not he was willing to give hitting lessons today after he pitched. Ground ball will go to second base, playing deep. Coughlin's got it, and the play made. Flaherty is retired, 1 away here in the 4th inning. Al Masson hooked up a loyal mobile subscriber with a meet and greet with Buck Showalter this week. You could be next. Text Orioles 29292 for in-game alerts and opportunities to win signed prizes. That's Orioles 29292. Leadoff batter Rickard has drawn a walk and scored, and he has grounded out. The pitch from Ryan Dull on in relief, taken down low for a ball. Bottom half of the 4th inning here in our Mother's Day game. That's fouled into the screen. Orioles head out to Minnie tomorrow night. On the air 7:30 O's Extra, 8 o'clock for the ball game. Tyler Wilson, Jose Berrios scheduled to make the start. Wilson 1-1, so is Berrios.
Yeah, he's their young phenom. They called him up a couple of weeks ago.
1-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be in there for a strike.
Well, you've already seen what Joey Rickard can do for a team. You know, getting into the corner, the relay play to Manny Machado in the first, going up the gap in left center to keep an extra base hit. So still very young. Really, what, about 100 at bats higher than Double-A. Come to the big leagues, and looks like he's almost gone through the gambit of what you need to experience. He's made some nice adjustments.
2-ball, 2-strike count with 1 down on him. Left field gap open for him. He puts it up the air to left field. Wind blowing out. Back. Kana at the wall. Up and goodbye. Home run. Mercy. The 5th home run the Orioles have had in the ball game, and Rickard launches one, and the Orioles go on top with his 3rd homer, 7-3.
Yeah, this is a really hitter-friendly ballpark. And again, how do you try to get him out? Well, you throw him sliders, but when you hang him, pretty much any hitter becomes a different hitter. So he ends up getting a really good pitch to hit. So not only with the glove, but with the bat.
5 home runs in 3 1/3 innings for the Orioles in this ball game. Manny's got one of them and is going for another.
Look how quick the bat gets on a hanging slider. And one thing we saw Ryan Dull, he's pitched around the knees, but he hangs it. Nice effort right here. And that ball probably went about 366 feet. That's all it needs to do.
So Rickard joins the home run party. Swing and a miss. And Kevin Glaveskis from Pasadena, that's another $500.
Okay.
Golly. You're gonna have to open a new bank account here today somewhere. That comes with 1 down. Machado got his in the first inning, his 8th. A 2 RBI homer. That ball will be taken outside. And 1-2. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers for the most homers under the age of 24 for the Orioles. Manny with the 76 now, closing in on Eddie Murray. 1-2 pitch is away. Orioles here at home, hitting .272 coming into the game and averaging 4 runs per ball game, 4.1. Swing and a miss as he stayed away.
Yeah, that's where Ryan Dull wanted the slider to Joey Rickard. Didn't get it there and paid the price. This is what he did yesterday. Really good slider. About 10-11 miles per hour slower than fastball. Well located down and away.
So that'll bring up Chris Davis. Chris has been involved without having an official at bat. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, scored in the third inning on the home run by Trumbo. Davis a swing and a miss on that one. 2 down, nobody on. The Orioles up 7-3. They've got 7 runs on 6 hits in this ball game. Shift put on against him in the infield. Chris would rather have somebody on, at least the numbers say that. He's hitting .283, 4 home runs when somebody's on base. 148 with 4 home runs when the bases are empty. 1-1 pitch to him.
Yeah, they don't. We got some numbers today. What, 40.3% of pitches in the zone. That's the 9th lowest of balls thrown into the strike zone. And of course, why would you? Why would you throw them strikes?
1-2 delivery, foul back.
And I think tomorrow's lesson is, well, what we'll have to do is how often does he chase? So if you don't swing, if you don't get balls to hit and you don't chase, you're going to walk a lot.
And he has picked up walks, especially early on in April, month of April. 1-2 delivery to him. That's a bouncer that will get away. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Dull on in relief. He too has been touched up now for the home run. 4 against Graveman, the starter, and 1 off Dull so far. We're only in the bottom of the 4th inning. Orioles are getting them on and getting them in. And that'll be it. Chris will go down swinging. Couple of strikeouts in the inning. Joey Rickert, though, continues the parade of long balls here as he delivers his 3rd for a 7-3 O's lead. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Southwest on this Mother's Day. We take a look at some of the mums. For Adam Jones, Mom Andrea, who's at a lot of the ball games, and we have a chance to say hi to her. For Kim, Lee Bogja, Mom on hand, and for Baldo Jimenez, Ramona. 3 of the mums of the Orioles players who cheer them on day after day, and a big reason, I suspect, why they are here.
Oh yeah.
Kanai will lead it off, and the pitch to him is taken inside for a ball. He has scored a run, hit by a pitch, first inning, flied out left field. Rickard robbed him of a double on a great diving catch. Chris Tillman Got to get through this 5th inning to be a pitcher of record. Doesn't want to give that up in a 7-3 ball game. Fouled right straight back. It's a day where pitchers are trying to survive.
Well, I think also if you know Chris Tillman, and we get have an opportunity to kind of know him off the field, he's not only thinking this inning, but he's thinking another one after this, because he knows what the role is. The Orioles have done a great job. Their staff has been much better as of late, getting into the 6th, 7th inning. Certainly capable of doing it. And what we've seen over the last 2 games is he's been able to adjust as the game goes on. Today's been tough, mainly because fastball command hadn't been very good.
Got out with Oakland last year, 254, 16 home runs, 70 RBIs. 27-year-old, acquired from Colorado, 2014. San Francisco native. 1 ball, 2 strike count to him from Tillman. Watch out for the flying hot dog wrappers today. He had to wait on that slow roller. Will go to Machado. It shot up, and with the speed gets it there in time to record the out. 1 away in the 5th. Voting's underway for the All-Star game. You can vote up to 35 times per email address. Maximum 5 votes, 24-hour periods. So vote early, vote often at Orioles.com/voteorange. Reddick coming up. He has an RBI base hit, and he has drawn a walk. He's been the man getting on base in this series, the 3-game set. Tillman's delivery to him, and Reddick will take the pitch down low for a ball.
He even bunted his way on yesterday. They played back, gave him the bunt, he took it.
Orioles in a straight up D against him here in the 5th inning of this at bat. 0-1 pitch. Reddick fouls it away. Red Sox and Yankees will go at it tonight in division play. Stephen Wright 2-3. Luis Severino 0-4 for the Yankees. They have played 5 games. Home teams won them all in that series so far. The Yankees have found a way to win 3 out of their last 4. Red Sox hitting the ball all over the place. Jackie Bradley Jr. 13-game hit streak. That's the longest streak in the majors right now. Fouled off. Count will stay at 0-2 on Reddick.
Yeah, if you look at David Price, how about his ERA? I mean, it's 6.75.
And he's 4-1. Right?
Well, that's what you said. Did they score a lot of runs?
Wow.
But he's certainly capable of pitching better than that. They certainly hope, because they had 7-year deal, $217 million.
That one to the middle.
Yeah, look at this.
Just laid the bat on it and took it straight up the middle for a base hit. 2 for 2.
Well, you know, when you talk, I kind of talk about Tony Gwynn, who won 8 batting titles because he hit a lot of balls to left field, and that's what Josh did yesterday. But Tony also, watch this, his hands would go back, foot would get down, and then you really don't, I mean, you just do lay the good part of the bat on. Of course, Tony Gwynn did it for what, about 3,600 hits.
That's 9 hits and 11 at bats in this series for Reddick.
And that was pretty good changeup.
Yeah. So 1 away. Lowry up has flied out and struck out. Runner at first, 1 out. Orioles up 7-3. Each team now has 6 hits. And Tillman will miss up high with that one for a ball.
And just the mere fact that Josh Reddick's able to get on opens up that hole, even with a 4-run lead. Orioles are going to Chris Davis will be on the bag.
Swing and a miss. Our stat people, Jim, we were talking about this morning how trying to make numbers mean something, even though we're here on May 8, is tough, because pitching ERAs, batting averages can change dramatically. Josh Reddick is evidence of that. In this series, he's raised his average from 260 to 313. That ball in the air to right field, high, deep at the wall, lined up and caught by Trumbo.
Yeah,
played
Lowry,
that one perfectly.
Yeah. Well, you know, he hadn't hit a home run yet. Certainly capable of hitting home runs, and then a little gun shy today. It's kind of like pitching in Fenway Park. Every fly ball to left field, your heart starts really rapidly beating. But the way the ball is carrying, you think, wow, maybe okay, maybe not a home run, but off the wall, but just didn't hit it that well.
Adam Jones helping out. I was talking to Mark about playing right field here the other day, and coming off that wall, he said it's really tough. He said you can't make a mistake, because if the ball comes off that wall, it's going to come back hard and over your head. So if you make a mistake in judging and you get too close and the ball's off the wall, you got a long run to go get it. That ball put up in the air towards left field. Joey Rickard will get underneath this one, and he's got it for the out. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. Orioles looking for a series win, have the lead.
For the A's, but here comes Manny Machado, 2-run shot right center. 3-2 is now 3-3. One hop off the warehouse. Alvarez, then Scope, back-to-back home runs. The Orioles would take the lead 4-3, and then after a hit batsman, Mark Trumbo would make it 6-4, and then Joey Rickard actually make it 7-3, excuse me, with his third home run of the year. Those are your Geico game highlights. Ball is flying here at Camden Yards. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
As the sign said, if they're doing it for the mums, they are doing a lot of it. Oh, the left-hander, Zepchinski, getting ready in the bullpen. Dull on in relief in the third inning. He's worked an inning and a third. Adam Jones will lead it off against him. Adam has hit into a double play and has popped out. And on a check swing, Adam points down to first base.
You know, he did a Miguel Cabrera.
And Paul Lemel said, no, he didn't go around.
Yeah, when the Tigers come in next weekend, that's what he does.
Watch Adam here. Go ahead, check it. Go ahead. What are you asking? Right there. Look, I didn't go around.
Well, that's pretty close.
He did.
He did swing.
Usually that's called a strike. Right.
Well, maybe it's harder to follow a pink bat. I don't know if you're a first base umpire with a right-handed hitter up.
1 for 10 in the series for Adam, and that pitch is going to be there for a strike from Dull. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Orioles on a 5-4 homestand, looking to make it 6-4. They've averaged 4.2 runs a game in the homestand. They've upped that. Silo shot coming back, and that will be over the screen and a souvenir.
Yeah, Adam's still not swinging well. I mean, that's a hittable slider, and he pops it up. Sooner or later, and of course, the longer he's able to play, hopefully he will get healthier, because pitchers getting away with some pitches now that you don't normally get away with. I find it very surprising if that doesn't change.
2-2 delivery off the end of the bat, right field, not deep. Second baseman Coughlin backing up underneath it, and he will put it away. 1 down, 5th inning. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the Be More for Healthy Babies. 93 walks, $4,650. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Trumbo, the home run and a single, 2 for 2. His 9th home run, 3rd inning, ties him for 2nd in the American League in homers. And a couple of RBIs to go with it in the ball game. Pitch is in there for a strike. Mark now leads the majors in reaching base safely in 22 games. Anthony Rizzo with Chicago is 2nd, coming into today's play with 20. Trumbo watching that one, and it'll miss. A ball and a strike. Mark with the 24 RBIs moves himself up a bit in the RBI department. He is now tied for 5th in runs batted in. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down and away, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. One, 2, 1 down. Wieters waiting on deck. In the air to right field. High sun. Reddick looking. Lost it. It'll take a bounce off the wall. Trumbo running's going to get a triple. On his way to 3rd. That's what you get for running him out. 3 bases.
Yeah, he never really broke stride. He just kept going. You know, he's been around long enough. Played for Mike Socha coming up, and even if you're not a base stealer, you can run hard. Saw Cal Ripken Jr. do it, and Adam Jones does it. All the good players. You never assume anything. You know, Reddick, a Gold Glover, when he can see it. Didn't see that one. Well, put your head down and run. What did Don Zimmer said? Can't run 90 feet, as it turns out, 270. Maybe ought to be doing something else.
He had 3 triples last year. It's his 11th major league triple. The infield is being drawn in, and the swing and a miss by Wieters. So Trumbo on at 3rd base with 1 away. Orioles on top here 7-3. Hit number 7 for the O's, and Wieters, who has flied out and struck out, gets the RBI opportunity. And Wieters will swing through that one as well, and the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, it doesn't have to get a base hit. He knows that.
That's 273 in the month of May coming into the ball game. As he continues to be in and out with Caleb Joseph behind the plate. 0-2 pitch, ground ball middle, runner stays. Simeon makes sure and gets the out. So the infield drawn in worked. Part of the home run derby in this game. Pedro Alvarez, 2nd inning.
Oh yeah, this ball is just, I mean, crushed. Kendall Graveman tries to come in, and boy, the ball goes a long way.
So a new marker will be placed out there for the 83rd home run to be hit to Utah Street. It went 434 feet by estimate. They mark it, and there'll be a metal insertion put in out there for Pedro Alvarez. Pitching change for the A's.
Occasional changeup will sink it. 90, 91 miles per hour. So pretty good numbers. A couple of runs lately, but early on, boy, he was really good. And again, stranding each of the first 11 inherited runners, and they've gotten a few lately. So you can see ground ball pitcher turns it over.
So Zepchinski will come on of the University of California, Riverside, with San Diego and Cleveland last year.
Well, we saw him, what, about 5-6 years ago when he came up with Toronto, actually. Yep. But he's been around and pitched well for the Indians. This gives you a guy that matches up well. Those are the numbers, the inherited runner numbers.
Trumbo, huge lead at third, and a hard shot knocked down. Marcus Semien in the shift will get Alvarez. So Zepchinski comes on, one's pitch and gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Base runner left on. The Orioles up. Happy Mother's Day. Right there is Dick Gelfman. He is the founder of the Ride Across Maryland, bringing together groups of motorcyclists for the journey. Since 2001, Ride Across Maryland has raised over $2.5 million for cancer-related work. The next ride is Saturday, June 4. It will benefit the Ullman Cancer Fund for young adults. Dick Gelfman, an inspiring story and a community hero. And here at the ballpark with his granddaughter. Orioles have the 7-3 lead, 7-7-0 for the Orioles, making them count. 5 home runs hit in the ball game, 4 off the starter Graveman, who lasted only 2 2/3, 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 off Dull, who came in, gave up a home run, 2 innings, a couple of hits. Danny Valencia will take the pitch from Chris Tillman, and it will catch the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. And Valencia kind of leaning down to third. Had the pitch go the other way on him.
Yeah, pitch number 92. So or at least 91 now. The waiting, but Chris Tillman the last 2 games has gotten better as the game progressed. 3 in the first. A's haven't scored since.
Valencia reaching for that one, can't get it. So Danny Valencia.
I'll tell you what. I mean, take it your pitch track right there. I mean, that's a swooping curveball, and there you're deep inside the numbers. Best records against the West. How about Pedro Martinez at 40-6? Doc Ellis, Chris Sale ran his record to 7-0. Tillman 15-4. Chen, of course, pitching in the National League, but loved to pitch against the American League West teams. Big fly ball pitcher, big parks.
Lonzo on the big cut with 1 down and nobody on. He's had a base hit and an RBI, and he has flied out to center field.
Well, Dom Chidi, the Oriole bullpen coach, told Chris Tillman, he said, hey, you got one of the best curveballs around. Throw it. And we've seen him do that. And, you know, Rich Hill, left-handed yesterday, curveball specialist. Tough to hit. There's Dom. along with Dave Wallace. It's been a nice job. Orioles, what starters, what 5 point and a quarter innings in April. They're up almost 6.5 innings per start here in May. Nice start for the month.
The 0-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. Came in and low on him, and Tillman picks up his 5th strikeout, 2 in the inning.
So not real good fastball, command, curveballs, and now the slider. Can't quite get to it. Perfectly thrown. That's where you want to throw it, down and in. I always talk about how the left-handers do it to right-handed hitters.
Orioles starters 2-2 in the last 5 games. Their ERA is 2.65. Solid numbers. They've worked 34 innings in the last 5 games. That's nearly 7 innings per start. And that's what the Orioles have been looking for. 2 down, nobody on. Coughlin up. He's drawn a walk a couple of times. Fouls that one back. Tillman 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a wild pitch, and a hit batter. He's given up the 3 runs in the ball game, but they came in the 1st inning. RBI Valencia, Alonso, and Reddick. And that's been it scoring wise. Orioles have spread them out with 2 in each of the first 3 innings. And that's down low.
Yeah, they don't throw Valencia out, who reached on the Baltimore chop at the plate. Just no. Great relay on the Alonso ball into the corner. And
1 ball, 1 strike delivery from Tillman, and fouled it back. So Chris getting ahead of the hitters now, which he did not do early in the ball game. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. That has allowed him to cut that pitch count per inning down. Getting ahead of hitters, retiring 3 out of 4 in that 5th inning. 1-2 delivery on the way, and gets a strikeout inning. 6 Ks in the game, strikes the side out here in the 6th. And a Mother's Day for Michael Gibbons, his great grandmother. Brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Here at Camden Yards, not far from the Inner Harbor on this sunny Sunday. The Orioles have the 7-3 lead. They will bat here. Left-hander Zipchinski stays on the mound. Scope, his home run came in the 2nd inning, back-to-back with Alvarez. He's got 5 on the year. He's also popped out. Jonathan's hit streak now has run to 11 games. That's tied with Hanley Ramirez of Boston for 2nd. Jackie Bradley Jr. of the Red Sox has a 13-game hit streak. Our Jeep inside the numbers. And fouled off. Got a piece of the foot on the way by. And Jonathan will walk this off a little bit with a 1-ball 1-strike count. Scope's longest hit streak, a 12-game hit streak that he had last September. So he's only one shy of his career high hit streak.
Yeah, pretty good start. Then he threw in 2 for 30 after having a great spring training. And now look what he's done.
1-1 delivery to him. That's going to be another one off the end of the bat. That one was so tantalizing for Coughlin. It just stayed out of his reach, moving just quickly enough to get to the outfield.
Well, they put that shift on up the middle, and this ball hit off the end of the bat because it's way outside. But how's your plate coverage? It looks like you're a White Sox or maybe an A.
Wendelken in the bullpen. They're going to have to use a few, probably. Lepchinsky, the left-hander, they're not going to want to leave in against many of the Oriole hitters. They will against Flaherty. He has struck out and grounded out. Ryan's got a 3-game hit streak coming in. Flaherty will take the heater inside. 1-0 count. Taking a look over at third. Alonso plays off the bag but holds the runner at first. That step off the bag with the left-hander up. 1-0 pitch to Flaherty is inside. Lepchinsky's behind on him 2-0.
Yeah, good. Another good take. A lot of times you're not seeing it well. I asked him, what do you get, 20 or something? He's had 20 at bats at AAA when he was sent down. So it kind of gives you maybe a little bit better read. You can take all the batting practice in the world, but live game situations, nothing like it.
2-0 pitch to him. Hack foul. Orioles looking to remain in first place. They lead the Red Sox by a half game. Red Sox have lost 2 in a row and will play tonight against the Yankees. Tampa Bay Rays 3-game win streak. Yankees have won 2 in the American League East. White Sox over the Indians by 5. Indians and Kansas City tied for second in the West. Orioles go to meet the Twins. What a mighty struggle. Twins are 12.5 games out in last place in the Central. They are 8-22 coming into today's play.
Yeah, all kinds. I mean, Tommy Malone put on waivers. Casey Fiend, I think he was playing by the Dodgers. Malone went to the minor leagues. I mean, they're making injuries.
Redoing their ball club already in just the second month of the season.
Yeah, Escobar, the shortstop, groin injury. Yeah, they're really struggling.
2-ball 2-strike count. Runner off first, Scope, and a chopper. Alonso will tag him on the way by. Down to second base goes Jonathan Scope, and there's one away. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Orioles, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at mileone.com. Very short road trip. You don't get many of those where you play just 3 games on a road trip. Tyler Wilson, Kevin Gausman, and yet to be determined for game 3 for the Orioles. Barrios, Hughes, Ricky Nolasco scheduled starters for the Twins. Rickard delivered a home run. His third came in the 4th inning. He's walked and scored, and he is grounded out. Gets an RBI chance. Runner at second, and one away. Will take the pitch, and it'll hit the outside corner for a strike. Orioles 1 for 3 in these situations today with a long ball. You don't have to have a lot of people in scoring position, nor do you need many chances. You get 5 home runs, will pretty much cover it. Lepchinsky's delivery, a breaking ball inside to him, and the count will go to 2-1.
University of California, Riverside, number 5th round draft choice by Toronto. Actually a starter early on, but he came to the big leagues as a starter. Threw a little bit harder.
2-1. Lefty's pitch grounded towards the hole. Short hop. Nice play, Valencia. And gets the out, holding the runner. And there are 2 down. Let's take a look at our greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, that's Select Company. Longoria and Chris Ramirez back in '95 when he was with the Red Sox. Lou Gehrig.
Extra base hits through the first 30, and they're not going to give him a chance here with first base open. He's going to draw the intentional pass with Chris Davis waiting on deck. So they'll challenge Davis with this maneuver, not wanting to pitch lefty righty, and with the left-hander Davis coming up. Minnesota, by the way, losing to the White Sox early in their ball game by a score of 2-1. They're playing in Chicago, so both the Twins and Orioles will be headed to Minnesota after their respective games today. The White Sox have won the first 5 games in the series against the Twins after the Twins won 13 out of 19 last year against Chicago.
Yeah, and then Park, their DH, got hit, and then they hit Jose Abreu, and that happened Friday night. So some bad blood between those two teams.
So Davis coming up on Saturday. The first 7,500 fans 14 and under get the youth bat and ball set presented by Play Ball Gear. It's for the Birdland summer. You and your family can enjoy the outing against the Tigers. 7:05 game. Tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Chris Davis against lefties, 158, 232 off righties. But as we said, much better with runners on base. And he's got 2 and he almost hit him. Zepchinski coming way inside and up.
Yeah, I mean, he did this to Ryan Flaherty. At times you throw off the hitter, that's what'll happen.
Chris has been hit already and scored in the 3rd inning after he led the inning off hit by a pitch.
You really have to concentrate and focus on the glove.
1-0 to Davis, again way inside, 2-0. Strategy will only work if you can throw some strikes here. Scope on at second base with a base hit. Manny Machado, the intentional pass on at first. Chris Davis, 320 with runners in scoring position. And the Orioles have a 7-3 lead, looking to add to it here in the 6th.
Well, Zepchinski, this will be his last batter with Adam Jones, and Wendell can warm up. Let's see if he gets something out over the plate to hit.
2-0. Infield shift on. Chris will take it. Chris is looking for his 100th career home run here in this ballpark. If he gets it, he will join Rafael Palmeiro and Adam Jones as the 3 players to have 100 here at Camden Yards. Why not do it now? Here's the 2-1 delivery and fouled off, tipped it on the uppercut. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Zepchinski on for Dahl, who gave up a run on 2 hits in 2 innings.
Yeah, one of the hardest pitches for left-handers that are trying to cover, left-handed hitters trying to cover that outside corner, is that 2-seam fastball down and in. It's just hard to get to. Now out over the plate, little different story.
2-2. And Davis will go down on a pitch on the inside part of the plate. So the strikeout Zepchinski, and the Orioles no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 2. They have the lead. Sunday Smiles. They're brought to you by Hair Cuttery, home of the Smile Back Guarantee. No small print, just big smiles. And lots of them for Oriole fans here at the ballpark today, including Rob Long from the Master Sports Reporter and 105.7 The Fan on hand. And the Orioles have given these fans a lot to cheer about with the 7-3 lead. And I have to say, I would not have thought Chris Tillman would be out there to start the 7th inning, but he has settled it in and has worked his way through problems, and there he is.
Yeah, and look what he's done. He's gone to the breaking ball. You know, fastball command's been an issue, but got hit in the first inning, that 3-run in. But he's really a different pitcher this year because of the slider. Just gives him more options.
Marcus Semien leading it off. He has struck out twice. Chris Tillman struck the side out in the 6th inning. He's got 6 Ks in the game. Semien will take that, and that's going to be there for his strike. So 2 for 8 in the series for Semien. Chris, chance to get that career high again, which is 9 Ks. He's had 9 in each of the last 2 starts. 1-1 delivery. Will miss outside. Red Brock is ready in the bullpen. With Tillman on the mound, the Orioles 5-1 in the 6 previous starts. Here's the 2-1 delivery. And did he go? Nope.
Yeah, nice take. Both of the strikeouts to Semien were on sliders, and he threw him another one there. And Brock's up because when the pitch count gets up over 104, you just have options, and Brock really pitching well.
3-1 delivery to him. Semien will take it outside. So 4 walks in the ball game. This one a leadoff walk in the 7th inning. Our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you.
Yeah, Chris Lee, look at those numbers. Hard throwing lefty. They got him in from Houston for a couple of international draft choices. And a lot of strikeouts, throwing the ball over the plate, and exceptional numbers. And he's left-handed. I'd like to see that.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Burns, a base hit, a run scored. He is 1 for 3. Flaherty will play in at 3rd. Runner at 1st. Out of Mercer University in Georgia. Came into the year with the 293 major league totals. Parts of 2 seasons, 14 and 15. Played with the A's. 0-1 count. Tillman's delivery to him, taken up high. Started held back on that one. Each team has stranded 5 in the ball game, but the Orioles have had a lot more runners, and the 5 home runs picked up in the game have given the Orioles the 7-3 edge. Tillman with a long look over, and the 1-1 delivery to Burns. Tried to lash it to left, fouls it off.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Ichiro in him. I know he's a switch hitter. I mean, he's just kind of out on the front foot, contact hitter, hit it to the left side. Very tough to throw out at first. You maybe get a force in this situation. Puts a lot of pressure on your infield. 38 infield hits last year.
Came over from Washington's organization for Jerry Blevins. 1-2 delivery, reached for and again slapped foul. He was Washington's minor league player of the year back in 2013. He played at Potomac, Harrisburg that year, and hit well over 300 combined on the season.
Well, that's Pepper. Just don't let it go by. I mean, Pepper is, when you play Pepper, you always know where the bat head is. Otherwise, you don't hit the ball.
Tillman with a 1-2. Semien off first base, came inside, and that is strikeout number 7. And that's going to be it for Tillman. Well, what a performance he endured. Early part of the ball game where he ran into trouble. But Showalter will come out to get him, and he'll get a great hand as he leaves. Going the 6 1/3 innings, a chance to win his 4th game of the year. Tillman out.
runs and then really settles down. Came in with a 3-1 record. 9 strikeouts in each of his last 2 games. So struggling early with the fastball. There's the curveball. There's a little cutter. There's another curveball. He strikes out the side in the 6th inning, and you can see from the pitch selection today, less fastballs, more breaking balls, not as many changeups. So game of adjustment. He adjusts with a chance to win. Brad Brock comes on. Boy, has he been good. Fastball, slider, and does a lot of fastballs. Second probably favorite pitch, the changeup, and then occasional slider. Look at that. 087, and that's why he's in against right-handed batters.
And the swing and a miss. Arcana batting second. A hit by a pitch, a run scored. He is officially 0 for 2 in the ball game. Brad Brock making his first appearance on an outing against the Yankees on the 3rd of May, which he worked an inning and gave up just 1 hit. His first outing against Oakland on the year. And the pitch is there for a strike. His 6-game lifetime, he's given up 6 runs, 11 hits, and 8 1/3 innings against the A's. He's got a runner on at first base, 1 out. Marcus Semien picked up the walk to start the inning. Brock looking for the ground ball, try and get out of it with a double play. 0-2 pitch on the way. Won't get that, but he will get a K.
Well, Brad Brock is 6'6", and I mean, he almost jumps at you. And then great stuff. 94, top of the zone, good fastball hitter, but not there. You can see he just tried to get. I mean, tried to adjust the swing and get on top. Just couldn't reach it. Couldn't catch up with the velocity.
He has now struck out at least 1 batter in 11 of the 14 appearances. That ball lifted into right field. Reddick just can't get him out. Making the turn, Marcus Semien will head over to third base. So here in the 7th inning with 2 down, the A's cover the corners. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent. That's written in English of the Orioles.
Yeah, Reddick, unbelievable. Just dropped the bat head on it.
He's got to have some kind of record. He's 3 for 3 in the ball game today. He's had 10 hits in 12 at bats in this series, after having the big ball game yesterday where he had a 4-hit game for the 5th time in his career.
Yeah, I saw Tony Oliva, probably threw a couple of them, to get 16 hits in a 4-game series, back in 69 or 70. Of course, Tony, one of the great hitters out of Cuba, won a couple batting titles, and every inch of the ballpark. And Reddick's done similar things.
Laurie will take the pitch. He is 0 for 3. Well, we joke somewhat cautiously about Reddick because he is a free agent next year. He has hit over, well, he's got to be up to around 400 now for a batting average here at Camden Yards in his career. 0-1 pitch, and that'll go toward left field. That's going to be handled at third, and that will do it. Flaherty makes the play. 7th inning stretch time. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on here. And for Brad Brock, celebrating Mother's Day, his mom, Mary, when Brock was Orioles.com/auction right now. The jerseys, caps worn by the O's players and coaches, autographed, authenticated, and available. Go to Orioles.com/auction, and the proceeds go to benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation and the Breast Cancer Research and Awareness. Jim, Major League Baseball has done a lot in that regard. I think this is the 11th year now where on Mother's Day the breast cancer program's been underway for Major League Baseball to raise money, and it's had a great response from fans and from players and those involved in the game.
Well, it really has, and obviously very important. With breast cancer, it affects all of us really in some way or the other, and then of course it's Mother's Day. And that affects all of
yes.
us. I was adopted, I lucked out, had a great mom and dad and all that. So I think we all kind of share in the fact that, and I still remember Little League in Beverly Hills on the day that I had to play, paper route, couldn't do it in my bike, in the back of the station wagon, firing papers left and right. If you wanted to read the Beverly Hill Gazette, you had to find it that day.
I hear you.
Thanks,
yeah.
Mom.
Yeah. Well, my mom was the complete supporter, and same thing, football games, basketball games, all the high school stuff going on, then college. And then when I went into broadcasting, I don't think she ever missed a word I said, because I started when I was a junior in high school. My mom had the radio in the kitchen up on a little platform, and if I was on the air, the radio was on and she was listening, and I could come home and she could tell me everything I had said that day when I was a disc jockey on the air. So moms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What we do.
Happy Mother Day to everybody.
Yeah, remembers, and it's touches deep. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. The Orioles making it a happy day for Oriole fans with this lead. Wendelken has come on out of the bullpen now for Zepchinski. And Adam Jones will bat against him. Adam has gone 0 for 3. Couple of pop-ups and hit into a double play. Bottom half of the 7th inning. That goes to left field. He's got a base hit.
Wow. Adam told me he was going to get 5 today. I said 3, and he said no, 5. Well, that's not going to happen, but good to see him get a hit. He just strapped a bat hit on that.
Manny Machado giving him a little what for out there at first base. Orioles collect their 9th hit, leadoff single there in the 7th inning.
I'm trying to see, that might have been Wendelken's first pitch in the major leagues, and got rifled into left field.
And that pitch taken, looking for a 4-hit day. Mark Trumbo. If he gets a double, he's got the cycle. He's had a triple, a home run, and a single. So a 2-bagger here, and we'll have a cycle hitter. 1-0 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss, and a breaking ball came inside. Orioles looking to add to a 7-3 lead in this game, as they have had power bats all around. 1-1 delivery on the way. Fastball. That's at 92 miles an hour. Will miss inside.
Yeah, traded over from the White Sox to the A's. Last year down at Birmingham. Actually the closer down there with 5 saves, and then went up to AAA Charlotte with the White Sox.
2-ball, 1-strike count. And a check swing on a pitch that's going to miss down low.
Yeah, that changeup kind of turns it over. Trumbo swung through it, and then Mark recognized it the second time. Certainly capable of hitting a double.
Wendelken, just 23 years old. 3-1 delivery on the way, and he'll pop that one up in the infield by the mound. First base. With the wind blowing it around. Alonso able to take it. And on this Mother's Day, Buck Showalter before the game remembered.
It's the first time I haven't had a Mother's Day with Mom, or a birthday. It's coming up, or it's come and gone. But I don't know. Maybe her just being there. We didn't have a pot to pee in, but somehow just being there. Show up at a game or an event or something.
And Buck on his mom. Still got to manage. Wieters up, runner on at first base with a base hit. Jones. Matt's had a 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground ball out, fly ball out. Wendelken, his major league debut, fouled away. He is out of Middle Georgia State College. Was the 2012 Small College Player of the Year. He is from Guyton, Georgia. That's his home where he still lives. Acquired, as Jim said, in a deal with the White Sox.
Yeah, started back in 2014. I mean, he was one of those guys that, 145 and 2/3 innings, gave up 181 hits. So he pitches to contact. Looks to me, I mean, 92 is a little bit above the, I mean, barely over the average major league fastball, but the changeup, it didn't look, looks to me he'll throw it in any count. And it does have movement.
1-2. Jones off first base.
There it is
there's
again,
the off-speed pitch. Got him out in front of that one.
It's almost like a screwball, Gary. You kind of throw it a little left to right. You stay on the left of the ball and you turn it over. And the ball it'll run into the righties and away from the lefties. Just see the rotation with the fingers and the forearm.
So 2 down after the leadoff single. Pedro Alvarez, the home run, is second in the second inning. He is walked and grounded out. Shift put on against him, and Alvarez also out in front of it. And take a look at our league leaders, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Most home runs in a ball game. The Orioles this year with 5. Twice Tampa Bay and the Rangers.
So you were talking now, all those home runs, none of them hit with runners in scoring position. We have to come up with a new B instead of RISP, runners in scoring position, BISP, batter in scoring position. And you step to the plate.
Somebody will start using that. It's going to be your fault.
Well, like RBI.
Yes. 0-2 with the shift on against Alvarez. Hits into the shift. Coughlin is there. Makes the play, retires the side, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles that much closer to Minnesota with a winning homestand. Miller light.
Now here, I mean, this is really, to me, the big play of the game. 3 runs are already in. They throw out Danny Valencia, who got a Baltimore chop. And then right here, another great defense. Not only the throw, but the tag. So again, a lot of pressure on Chris Tillman. And then look at Joey Rickard to his left. And he throws in a home run. Big offensive and defensive game, not only for Joey, but the Orioles, and pretty much get that on a daily basis.
And they came when it really mattered. It was earlier in the ball game before the Orioles have been able to lengthen the lead to the 7-3 they have now. In the 8th inning, Stephen Vogt at the plate. He'll go after the pitch and will foul it away. Brad Brock came on in relief, got the last 2 outs in the 7th inning. Valencia and Alonso will be due up here in the top of the 8th inning. And the Orioles maintaining that lead with the runs they picked up. Last one came in the 4th inning. 2 in each of the first 3 and 1 in the 4th. 1-1 delivery by Brock in the air to left field towards the gap. Again chased down deep, reaching. He's got it. Rickard just gets a jump and is very confident in fielding fly balls.
Well, again, Wayne Kirby's the outfield guy, the first base coach that works with him, and nothing like speed to run him down. I mean, he's got to go a long way. Can't be afraid of the fence. Got to be in control. And can't be afraid of hitting it, because this ball doesn't give. It made it look pretty routine, didn't it?
Yep. Wayne Kirby, who works with the outfielders and is busy the entire game.
Well, the one thing I always saw the guys that I played with. I mean, Paul Blair, of course, he just was born being able to catch balls. But Al Bumbry and even Kurt Blefary was Rookie of the Year, my rookie year. They really work during batting practice balls off the bat, and Joey Rickard is one of them. It allows you in real time to go chase balls. Makes it a lot better.
Danny Valencia will foul it away. Valencia's had a couple of hits in the ball game and an RBI, and he has struck out. It was Reddick, Valencia, and Alonso. RBI singles in the 1st inning, and that's been it. Tillman shut him down. First giving up the 3 runs, 6 hits over 6 1/3, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Looking to win his 4th game. Valencia fouls it back the other way. Orioles with the 5 home runs. 1st inning, Manny Machado 2-run shot. Alvarez and Scope hit back-to-back home runs in the 2nd inning. Chris Davis hit by a pitch, started the 3rd. 2 batters later, Trumbo got his 9th. A 2-run homer. Solo shot Rickard that came in the 4th inning. Those are the Oriole runs. Valencia, the 0-2 delivery to him, reaches, and he's gone. Brock's got 2 Ks.
Yeah, Dave Wallace, Oriole pitching coach, was kind of amusing that, asking Brad Brock, did you ever really start? Because you have 3 pitches, and that's usually enough to be a starter. Actually, and Brad was talking to him yesterday when he came up with San Diego. They kind of broached that back in 2012, and then he had a little bit of shoulder problems, and they said, nope, I'm going to stay in the bullpen. Good thing for the Orioles.
Alonso up, 2 down, nobody on. A base hit, 1 for 3 in the game. And we'll take the pitch down low for a ball. So 4 hits, 8 at bats in this series.
It's a pretty good trade. Devin Jones going from the Orioles for Brad Brock.
1-0 delivery certainly has proven true with the results. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 43,690 today. 43,690 on this Mother's Day here at the ballpark, and they've had a lot to cheer about and a lot of sunshine to enjoy. And a swing and a miss on the drop-off pitch. 1-2.
Yeah, that's the change. You think you got it tracked, and then the bottom does drop out. Kind of reminds you a little of Wendelken's, who just came in for the A's. It starts on the plate and just runs out of the zone.
1-2. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Minnesota tomorrow night. Orioles on the road, where they are 5-7. Orioles as a team hitting only .247 in road games, but averaging 4.4 runs a game. Moves away and a 3 ball, 2 strike count. Brock not wanting to give up any free passes here, and a chance for a clean 8th inning. Full count pitch. And at first base. To the bag goes Davis, and Brock retires the side in order. The Orioles will bat in the bottom of the 8th. They lead the A's 7-3. page. Tim Brown, Yahoo Sports. Let's start here. The baseball world, a better place when Tim Lincecum is pitching in it. And if he can be good again, not even necessarily that many strikeouts or a 2.48 or an 18-win good, but simply capable and competitive, all the better. If he can play with the Giants again, now we're really talking. Orioles head to Minnesota. Mike Bernardino out of the Pioneer Press, another twin down. Suzuki, foul tip off the mask, stayed in the ball game, removed in the 5th, precautionary reasons, passed the concussion test but was diagnosed with upper body and neck tightness. For Mike Bernardino on Kurt Suzuki, the catcher.
Yeah, I was reading the morning paper in Minneapolis today. He said normally foul balls will knock your mask off, but this one hit directly. I mean, straight on, nothing moved except the neck muscles and neck spasms, and hard to play.
Team the Orioles will face in Minnesota tomorrow night will look a whole lot different than the team that started the year. Darren O'Day in the bullpen. Jonathan Scope, a home run, a single, and he has popped out 11-game hit streak. Wow. And he's going to get another one. So a 3-hit ball game. He's had 5 hits in 12 at bats in this 3-game set. Leadoff single.
Hey, I like that approach. You know, the home run obviously, and then he took a soft single to right, and then this one he actually, drives. Of course, Reddick runs it down in the gap.
You can follow Orioles baseball live with MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment. Statcast news and more. Download it. MLB.com at Bat, #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Ryan Flaherty an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Orioles reach the double digits with 10 hits. 7-10-0 for the Orioles. 3-7-0 for the Oakland A's. Orioles after their 18th win and a major league leading 13th at home. Wendelken's pitch, and that's going to be inside. So a major league debut here on the mound for this 23-year-old, greeted by the Adam Jones base hit. Now a couple of hits off him with Jonathan Scope on at first base. One and one. Flaherty will take the off-speed pitch outside. 2-ball, 1-strike count on him.
Yeah, he'd love to get a fastball in the middle of the plate. Chris Wendelken looks like his changeup is his best pitch. Both of the hits on fastballs.
Two-one delivery, and we've fouled off outside of first base. For the A's, they will stay on the East Coast on this long road trip that they begin here in Baltimore, as they will head on for 3 games in Boston and 3 games in Tampa Bay. They're pitching, struggling. A's starters are 3.9 ERA at 6.7 over the last 12, and it went up again today. 2-2 delivery is up high. So Flaherty works the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles had won 5 consecutive against the A's and split the doubleheader, so they've won 6 of their last 7. Runner goes 3-2, down low, down low. A walk to Flaherty. Runners on at first and second.
Yeah, good take on a low changeup. Turned it over. Then Vogt heaved it down there.
Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. The 3-game set opening up in Minnesota. Tyler Wilson, Jose Berrios. Our coverage on MASN 2, 7:30 O's Extra, presented by Jeep, and our game coverage at 8. All the access you need right here on MASN.
So the Orioles win all 3 after losing all 7 in 2015. They out-hit them. They out-batting averaged them. And look at the starters and then the bullpen. Yeah, last year, anytime you go 0-7 against a team, not what you want.
Always used to say, go to Minnesota, not have to worry. Games will be played in the Metrodome. Not anymore.
Yeah, the weather report not particularly glowing unless.
Well, you don't like 3 days of rain?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Unless you're trying to grow something and after it stops.
Fungus.
After. And you know, everybody go, oh yeah, farmers love rain. Well, not while it's raining and maybe afterwards, but you can't. I guess they're growing. You just can't.
Yeah, but don't worry, it'll be cold
Can't reap your
too.
harvest when you're in the middle of a downpour.
Runners on at first and second base. Joey Rickard up. He'll take the pitch inside for a ball. Rickard walked and scored in the first inning. Home run in the fourth inning. Otherwise, a couple of ground ball outs. Orioles are 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They've left 6 on base. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Will miss up high.
Yeah, you come out of the minors, the ball's a little bit different because they're, you know, the one American League balls made in Costa Rica, seams are a little bit different, but it really tests you. You know, it's not about velocity. I mean, that can certainly help, but it's about location and can you make your pitches, and they don't even know you yet.
2-1 pitch on the way to Rickard, and that is going to be on the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, he just didn't say anything to the umpire. Still a rookie. Just kind of looked down at the inside corner. Probably inside, but
just don't draw the line with your bat. Everything will be okay. Scope and Flaherty, the base runners, and tears it foul, but fun to watch. Way out in front of that one.
Yeah, well, he's looking fastball. He does have a quick bat.
Two delivery on the way, leaned out, took a look, and stayed away.
Yeah, 2 strikes, and we saw Trumbo do it earlier. You look away and react in. And that's how we saw Mike Bordick do that when he came over from Oakland. Worked very hard with Terry Crowley, shortened the swing. All of a sudden you hit the balls away, and again quick enough to pull the ball when they try to come in.
3-2 delivery, runners not going, another base hit. Bobby Ferguson will hold the runner at third. Jonathan Scope, the Orioles have loaded him up. And Rickard would struggle through a little bit of a quiet period. Back with a couple hits in this ball game.
Yeah, what he got pitched to, and now all of a sudden you get a young pitcher who's in the middle of the plate. The home run came on a high slider. You know, Ryan Bell made some real good pitches, and boy, he's all over it. Kurt Young. A little bit of work. Not so much in the first game when Rich Hill pitched yesterday, but since then.
There's nobody up in the bullpen.
No.
Wendelken is going to take one for the ball club here if necessary in his major league debut.
No, you mentioned on to we're going to Boston. That's never.
They may need the bullpen there.
Yeah. Then an off day on Thursday and then down to Tampa Bay.
So Manny Machado with the bases loaded. The infield's going to play in. There's nobody out. Machado's home run, 8th, came in the first inning. He's drawn an intentional pass, takes the pitch inside. Officially 1 for 3 at the plate today for the red hot Manny Machado.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a breaking ball yet. We've seen changeups. And there's
Manny over the top. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Sacks are full. The Orioles have 11 hits. Lead at 7-3. And a foul tip. Stephen Vogt had that one hit off him. So Wendelken trying to get a big out, as Manny has been mighty tough to get out of there. Infield stays drawn in. Pitch will be way inside. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Dodgers with a victory over Toronto today, 4-2 the final there. So the Blue Jays now lost 2 in a row. They split the series with the Dodgers. Pitch taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, Kershaw beat him yesterday. Threw like 40% sliders. Good way to pitch if you have that kind of breaking ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Nobody out. And drilled in the air, left center field. It is way back. And goodbye, home run. A grand slam for the Orioles' 6th home run of the day. An 11-3 lead and 2 for Manning. Everything the Orioles had hoped to be offensively showing up in this Mother's Day Sunday game.
Yeah, 11 unanswered runs. They were trailing when they came to hit in the bottom of the first, 3-0, and Manny, of course, made it 3-2.
Encore being asked for. Gives it to him.
Man, still only 23 years old, turns 24 July 6th.
102 on the way out. Kevin Laveskis, our Maryland lottery contestant, has got to be standing on his head doing somersaults.
Well,
another 500.
He hit the lottery.
A 6-homer day.
See, it's the baseball version of Powerball.
Yee.
You win it. You don't win the real Powerball, but you win the baseball version.
A Mother's Day not to be forgotten. Fegley up in the bullpen. 2-0 delivery on the way. Chris Davis.
Now, who's their catcher, by the way? I mean, you kind of, well, you just turned on. You may not know he caught yesterday.
Yes. 2-1 pitch. Not wanting to use any more in the bullpen. They go to their emergency pitcher. So Worley's up in the bullpen for the Orioles. Grand slam home run, Manny Machado. Fouled off by Chris Davis. A 6-home run day, and the Orioles 11 runs on 12 hits. Lead it 11-3.
Well, Manny gets 6 RBIs by himself today.
Wow. And that pitch in the dirt for the youngster on the mound. What an entrance into Major League Baseball. As he's greeted by a Jones single, and now nobody out in the 8th inning on a single, a walk, a single, and a grand slam. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Chris Davis. And he'll take it, and he's gone. Wendelken with a couple of strikeouts, first out of the 8th inning. That'll be it for him here in the ballgame.
Yeah, pitch count at what, 42? I mean, almost 18 balls and 24 strikes.
So Wendelken in his major league debut will work an inning and a third. He is charged with who played behind the plate yesterday, who's going to come on in an emergency situation, not wanting to extend the bullpen.
Yeah, you're watching him warm up. I mean, pretty simple windup. You know, they always said he's a catch and throw guy, so now he'll be a pitch and hopefully not have to catch.
Last time they had a position player pitch was against the Orioles last year, Ike Davis. So the Orioles putting this one out of reach, and Bob Melvin going to Josh Phegley, the catcher, to come on and do the pitching here. And he will work with nobody on, one down, and Adam Jones coming to the plate.
Yeah, you go on Baseball Reference and it says what batting, pitching, fielding. No pitching.
No
so
pitching.
This is
no, he's never pitched anywhere.
Yeah.
We think not in the pro baseball circuit. Gets the strike in there. I'm never sure whether in these situations there's more pressure on the pitcher or the hitter. Because if they get you out, you never hear the end of it.
Yeah, a little slider. So we didn't do the pitch repertoire and the percentage of pitches.
Hard to do.
Well, he's 50-50, one fastball, one breaking ball. And you're right about Adam Jones. He's going, what is he going to throw now? High fastball. Yeah, real high.
And a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Well, you go back to that, what, 2012 game, and, you know, 17 innings. What, McDonald pitching. Adam hit a 3-run home run off him, and then Chris Davis came in, struck out. Well, really, I mean, fork balls and fastballs and all kinds of stuff.
2-ball 2-strike delivery on the way to Adam. Will be inside. I'm never sure on this. Our good friend Tim McCarver and I used to talk about this all the time. Timmy said there should be a rule that no position player should ever be allowed to pitch, no matter what the score is in any game, that it detracts from baseball and turns it into some kind of novelty affair rather than a game.
No, that's certainly, I mean, safe to say that, and great respect for him. And it's just another opinion. You know, if you went to a manager who doesn't want to hurt his bullpen, you're going, okay.
3-2 delivery. Oh, strike him out. Phegley in his first appearance as a pitcher gets the strikeout. Yeah, Adam is smiling heading back, but you can bet he's not very happy.
There go the gloves.
What are you going to do? Here's Mike Trumbo. He'll take it inside. That's the other thing as a hitter. You don't want to dig in.
No. Well, you go
the
back
pitcher's
to,
got no idea where it's going.
When Jose Canseco down when he's down in Texas said, I want to pitch, then blew out his elbow.
Yep. Pitch is taken away. Players always get a smile on about it, and Adam, they're all giving it to him. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Phegley gets a towering pop-up. Shortstop, maybe. Simeon trying to figure out where it's going. Is able to track it down. So Phegley comes on, faces 2 batters, and he gets the 2 outs. The Orioles, though, the grand slam home run by Manny Machado. 11-3. 3 outs away from a W. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. On this Mother's Day, Zach Britton with his mom Martha, Caleb Joseph and his mom Lori, Dylan Bundy remembering his mom who passed away, Lori. 3 of the moms remembered on this day by the Orioles. 11-3 ball game. A real trouncing in this one by the O's of the A's. The Orioles are going to pick up the win and the series win. Vance Worley comes on to work.
Yeah, he may get a spot start on Wednesday if the Orioles are able to play all 3 games. They're going to need a starter. He looks like the most viable candidate. It's a lot of movement. Not afraid to throw it over.
Coughlin goes to left field with it. Rickard is out there to put it away. Coughlin is retired. Visit MassonSports.com/CareFirst to vote for today's Care First Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with the name trusted for over 75 years. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Last time the Orioles had a 6-home run game, August 8 of 2014. They had the 8-homer game June 16 against Philadelphia 2015, and now a 6-homer game here. Marcus Semien at the plate. Semien has struck out twice and drawn a walk. Worley. This is what Buck Showalter has done the last couple of times on days where pitchers who might start are in the bullpen. He brings them in for an inning's worth of work, and then they start as they expected to. Down to third. And there are 2 down. Ryan Flaherty with a nice play.
Yeah, ball hit sharply. You can put him anywhere. He's going to help you win.
Tillman will get the win. He's going to go 4-1, and in Chris Tillman starts, the Orioles will be 6-1 on the season.
Really, the only game was the game when he pitched against Chris Archer, the Texas game against Hamels, and that was what, 2-1, and the Rangers scored 5 runs in the 6th.
Graveman will take the loss here. He's going to be 1-4. Just the opposite for him. Games he started, A's are 1-5. Ball slashed the other way by Billy Burns. Burns with a base hit, 1 for 4. Orioles are going to go 18-12. A's will be 14-18. Orioles will improve their major league leading home record to 13-5. 0-1 delivery. The homestand for the Orioles is going to end with a 6-4 mark. And a Mother's Day not to be forgotten in Orioles offensive history with the output here today. A chopper towards second base. Jonathan Scope bobbles and doesn't get him. So Burns is on. No chance if you make a mistake with that speed to recover.
Yeah, and he tried to get the right hop, and by doing that, I mean, you had a choice where you come in and you try to take it on the short hop. If you go back and it's just hard to catch a ball to your backhand. If it comes up at all, it doesn't hit you in the middle of the glove. And then you're right about Burns' speed.
He's appropriately named
a burner.
A burner. 2 down. Well, it'll be an error charge.
The other thing, Billy Butler's going to get it in bat. And we saw him yesterday in game 2. But the other thing is, Graveman is he's never failed to win, or the A's have failed to win when they've gotten 3 runs or more. So they get him 3 in the first, and it's unusual because they don't score a lot of runs for him.
They don't want to do that again.
No.
1-0 delivery. Butler will pop that one up in the air to right field. Trumbo's out there, and he's got it, and that's the ball game. Orioles come away with a most impressive win. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base here in the ninth. 11-3 the final. The Orioles take 2 out of 3 in their first meeting with the A's. There's your final line on the ball game, and we'll come back with the star of the game coming up.